Well, well, well. New music for tonight for Cowboys After Hours. If you don't know what it is, let's go. Cowboys After Hours. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this live stream, please, as you come in, hit that like button. And also, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And if you haven't become a channel member or subscriber yet, please do. We have a lot of great things coming in the future. Let's talk facts. Yeah, man, Michail Irvin. Michail Irvin. I'm starting to wonder, and I'm not even wondering no more. I believe Brian Schottenheimer has even won over Michail Irvin. I believe he won over Michail Irvin. Michail Irvin, boy, I remember when we didn't get Deion Sanders, and I'm gonna see if I can go back and dig up that video. Boy. When the Cowboys did not get did not get Brian Schottenheimer. Michail Irvin was one of the loudest. Talking about how crazy it was. Yeah, we got Brian Schottenheimer. Yep. But now, Michail Irvin seems like he's been won over. And so tonight, let me give us our topic. We only talking about one thing. My favorite wide receiver of all time. None other than Michail Irvin. That's what we'll be talking about tonight. So we're going to give it a couple of more minutes. Maybe another minute. We'll give it another minute. And then we'll start our roll call. Yep. But again, I think Brian Schottenheimer, before it's all said and done, Brian Schottenheimer is going to win over all his haters. He is going to win over all his haters. All right. Let's get a quick roll call in here. It's late night. You know, we might not get as many people coming in, and then we may get some people coming in late. Whatever the case may be, whether it be 10 or 10,000, we're going to talk Cowboys tonight. Cowboys After Hours, let's go. Dominique Pittman in the crib. Yeah, he said another Cowboys After Dark. Let's do it. Yes, sir. Man, this is going to be a good one if you hadn't heard that Michail Irvin. And even if you have, it's still great. We're going to talk about it. Lost in Translation, salute. What up? Los Altos in the crib. What's up? Ty Howard, he said, finally, I'm up to catch a Fire Night show. Let's go. Yes, sir, Ty Howard. Let's do it. Kerry Kelly, what's going on with you in the crib? The Basement Boys. He said, what up? What's up, Hoodie G? Yeah, Hoodie in the building. Let's do it. Just did a video on my channel. Nothing special. All right, the Basement Boys. All right, I'm going to check you out. Yes, sir. Charlie World Crazy, let's go. My man Jared Thomas, number one Dak Prescott fan. I'm number two. He says, gee, we'll see. I think we'll do a good job for the Dallas Cowboys. Look for Dak Prescott to get the MVP for him this year. 5,000 yards passing. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me with the weapons and the play they're going to do. Mike McCain, what's crack-a-lagging, boy? What's going on? Yes, sir. Good to see you tonight. My man Ty Church in the crib. What's up? What's up with you? Good to see you here tonight. Man, this dude, they talking about Overshown might be half lizard. They said this dude might be half lizard the way he healing, but I don't want to see him back too quick. Let's go. Diggs, we need you, baby. Hey, man, I'm telling you, Diggs, man, I think his days are numbered. Oh, Cliff Rockefeller. Yep. Playmaker pumped up. Yep. Playmaker is pumped up. Again. Welcome to Let's Talk Cowboys. We talk facts. My man Pure Gaming up in here. What up with you? Good to see you, Pure Gaming. All right, let's go. We're gonna get into this. And so what I want to see is if I can pull up. Let's see if I can pull up And I should have did it before. I was thinking about it, doing some other things. I should have pulled it up. Let me see something here. Michael Irvin. When the Cowboys hired Michael Irvin, when the Cowboys hired Brian Schottenheimer, there was nobody, and I mean there was nobody more fired up than Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin was heated. The Cowboys got Brian Schottenheimer. I just want to remind you of what Michael Irvin was 4 months ago versus what Michael Irvin is now. Let's go back. Let's go back.
I want to tell you guys, man, I've been traveling so much and working so much that I just got back here. I was dog sick. There's this flu going around, and I was coughing a lot.
Well, Michael Irvin.
And I got back Thursday evening, right? I worked, of course, I speak during the first part of the week, and then I had an appearance in San Bernardino at the casino.
Los Altos in the crib, what up?
I don't know how to exactly pronounce it, but they were great. It was like the top 300 people or top 300 clients. We did a Legends dinner, and it was great, right? I enjoyed that. But then
yes, sir, Charlie World.
Thursday, I working and I'm traveling home. I get this horrible flu, man. I just felt so bad. So I get back Thursday and I'm done. I'm out in the bed. I feel like I'm out. I wake up Friday afternoon, basically. So a few hours down, but I feel like I missed a month. I don't know why. It just feels like I haven't been working or anything in a month. And I know I just got it yesterday.
Come on, Mike.
Got it yesterday evening. I just flew in from LA on Thursday evening, and it's Friday afternoon, and I felt like I had been out for a month. It just felt real strange. You know, you feel like I was.
For anybody who just coming in, this is Michael Irvin's first interview about Brian Schottenheimer 4 months ago. This is Michael Irvin. I just want to show you where he was.
I was in a whole new matrix. And I went to the restaurant to go do some business. I said, okay, let me just try to get
Morris,
snapped back.
up,
I was feeling so bad.
Appreciate
so bad Thursday night. I couldn't move. You know, you when you're sweating in the bed and your bed is sweating and you're.
Hey man, y'all forgive me. Mike is my favorite wide receiver of all time. But you already know Mike got to make it dramatic. Mike go make it dramatic. That's what Mike is.
Cold as I don't know, but you're freezing. That kind of sick. So
Mike making it
on the way to the
dramatic,
restaurant,
boy.
I was like, wow, this feels funny. Something feels funny. It just felt off. When I got to the restaurant, I was dealing with some business and the news came down.
There it is.
I said, I felt this in the air. I knew something.
Let me tell you how funny Michael Irvin is now when we look back on this, man. Hindsight is 20/20. Michael Irvin is attributing the way he was feeling. He basically said that he was feeling like something wasn't right. He just didn't know what it was. He said something. Mike said something was wrong, man. I just couldn't quite put my fingers on it. Something was wrong, and here it is.
Was coming down crazy like this. Man, that's 3 things I told you. And I'm going to break it down for you.
Break it down. We ain't going to list
and
all
I'm
of
gonna
them.
talk about it. Here's my issue. We lost an opportunity here. I don't know what will happen with Coach Schottenheimer in the Dallas Cowboys, but Jerry's a shrewd businessman. And this opportunity, I'm shocked he did not see.
Oh, boy.
I was pushing for Deion Sanders to be the next head coach.
Mike wanted Deion bad, boy.
And I still stand 10 toes down on that push.
Yeah, Mike wanted Deion bad.
And I can't believe that we saw the mass, the understanding of all of this. Let me break this down.
Mike was hype, boy. Mike wanted Brian Schottenheimer bad, boy. I'm sorry, he wanted Deion Sanders bad. And boy, when they didn't get Deion Sanders, boy, Mike was livid. Gene Mart's in the crib. I see you in here. Q-Town in here tonight. What's going on? Mr. J in the crib. What's up? Boy, this boy Mike, man, tonight, just in case, y'all come in a little late, tonight it's going to be all about Michail Irvin and the interview or his podcast today, but I'm giving us a flashback of where Michail Irvin was 4 months ago to show us just how much Brian Schottenheimer has a way of winning people over. I was on the train. I was on the bus long before most people. I was on the bus. I reacted to this video, but I got on the bus because I was like, the Cowboys are moving different. Everybody was calling me crazy. And people selling hope and hope. You're going to hear. I'm telling you. I tell people all the time at church, you're going to call me a prophet before it's over. A lot of the stuff that Michail Irvin is going to say in the interview from today, I've said on this channel since I started it. And it was just a few days ago, something that Michail Irvin says in his recent interview. I was just saying. Oh, don't worry, Morris. I didn't get started too early. I started at about 12:30. So, like I said, we just not getting into the fun part. We're gonna get into today's interview. I just kind of giving us a little taste of where Michail Irvin was when they first hired Brian Schottenheimer.
Break this down. We have two NFC East teams in the NFC Championship game being played tomorrow. Two NFC East teams in the NFC Championship game being played tomorrow. Our eyes on them.
J. Morris, Mike,
the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. Our enemies on all
Mike was hot.
And they're holding a position that we haven't held in 30 fucking years.
Oh, I got to cut that. Oh.
The longest drought by any NFC East team, any NFC team, period. 30 years.
Oh, man.
I did a little letter on Speak to Jerry Jones where I was...
Dominique Pippen said, this reminds me of when my 5-year-old went to the nurse talking about his bones were broken, but God fixed him. She said, like my son, Irvin is extra, boy. Yeah, Irvin
information
extra, man.
In a bullshitting way, but I was not lying.
Irvin using profanity and everything. I can't even beep him out tonight. I forgot he had profanity in this thing.
You bring in someone that was already inside as the head coach. You lose things there that you can't grab back.
Now you hear what he's saying? You lose things there you can't grab back. And I'm going to tell you something. Brian Schottenheimer actually surpassed my expectations. Brian Schottenheimer did what I thought only Deion Sanders could do. Brian Schottenheimer is doing what I only thought Deion Sanders could do. He convinced Jerry to do some things different. Excuse me, I only thought Deion was going to be able to do that because of their relationship. But Brian Schottenheimer, this dude is, he just has a way with people. He's a great communicator. End of the story. Brian Schottenheimer is a great communicator. Brian Schottenheimer has taken Michail Irvin from this. I'm going to let him get him another minute, and then we're going to go to the new stuff. But he took Michail Irvin from this.
I'm worried about, and let me tell you about those things. First of all, we're losing ground on this NFC, right? We know who's going to be in the NFC Championship game. We haven't been there in 30 years. Let me just break down what that means to people. Because when people say it, you say, oh hum, oh hum, oh hum. But no oh hum to that. That's 30 damn years.
Kenyatta, what up?
40 years is a generation. We got 30 years. Right here, right now is critical mass.
Stop it, B-Fatty. I see you.
It was time to bring somebody in here that could shake things up and grab this last leg of Cowboys Nation. If we got 30 years right now, life expectancy is 100 years. That means by math, a third of Cowboys Nation has never felt or lived the glory of a championship story. Don't even know about it.
This boy,
How the hell can they pass something on down or pass it down when they don't even know about it?
Whoa.
In 10 years.
Whoa. Keep that in your mind. He said, you can't pass on what you have not been a part of. I disagree with that. And I bet you if Michael Irvin could go back and watch this again, I bet you he would tell you he's pleasantly wrong. Because Mike is going to do a 180. Some people say people do 360s. If a person does a 360, they come back to what they actually were. No. When people do a 180, they change from the position they were before. And Irvin does a 180 on this. He does a 180 on this. Because Brian Schottenheimer, I'm going to tell y'all something. I hope one day I get to talk to Brian Schottenheimer. Because I'm just telling you, man, it just seemed like sometimes when I'm talking about something, and then Brian will come back, and it's like he answers that bell. I know he don't know me. But I'd asked the question early on. I said, are we focusing too much on character? Brian Schottenheimer comes back the next week and says, we're not just focusing on character. We want good players. Okay, I know he's not listening to my podcast. I also brought up, anybody who's been following me, I've been saying this, if I were the Dallas Cowboys, I just said this even before this, just about 2 or 3 days ago. If I were the Dallas Cowboys, if I were Brian Schottenheimer, I would be bringing these players, these Hall of Fame Dallas Cowboy players, these legendary players. I'd have them on the field. I'd have them out. I'd have them involved in things, just really letting them. Anybody been listening? I've been saying this. I would find out what these guys' schedules are. I would pay them to come into the Dallas Cowboys training camp. I would do that. And that's exactly what Brian Schottenheimer's doing. And Brian Schottenheimer is genius. You don't have to play. Some people are so naive. They think you have to play to have an insight on the game. Some people think that you have to have been on a championship team, to know certain things. But I think if you attach yourself to things, legendary things, great things, the history of things, if you attach yourself to things, you are a part of that. Because that stuff rubs off on you. When you really understand history, when you understand people, you become attached to those things. You become attached to it, and it becomes a part of who you are. And Brian Schottenheimer, I'm telling you, what really cued me in on Brian again. I already told y'all the thing I love about Brian don't mind talking to people and asking people about what they did here and there and did there, how did they get better. But the most impressive thing that Troy Aikman said last week, and I said it in the video, Troy Aikman said it so nonchalantly that it'll go over your head if you're not listening to what he said. He said back between 2002 and 2005, Brian Schottenheimer is the quarterback's coach for the San Diego Chargers. Called Troy Aikman up. Troy retires in 2001. Brian calls him once he gets the job and asks him about the coaching. Brian's serious about it. I'm just telling us. I don't know what his success is going to be. But if I had to bet, this man is going to bring a Super Bowl to Dallas. Anybody's been following, this ain't new. Anybody been following, knowing I've been saying 2026. 2026, no later than 2027, the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl. With Dak Prescott as the quarterback, they're going to win the Super Bowl. They're doing it the right way. Top down, ownership to the water boy, water girl, changing the culture, and in changing the culture, what they're doing is changing the mind. The only part we have left, y'all, is to get it on the field. It's the last piece of the puzzle. Last piece of the puzzle. Once we get it on the field, work the kinks out, we're going to be on our way. So let's get into Michail Irvin today. Now we see where Brian Schottenheimer has done something genius. And this is how you win people. You include them. And this is what I was talking about. You include them. You bring in these legendary players. You include them. You help them. You let them be a part of the process. While this team may be the third youngest team in the NFL, Brian Schottenheimer isn't done. They got a few veterans on the team still remaining. Dak Prescott, the leader of the team. And while you don't have a lot of veterans on the team, you got Dante Fowler, you got a couple of more. But what you lack in veteran leadership on the team, well, just bring in veteran leadership on the practice field. Bring in Cowboys legends. Check him out.
We go shock y'all asses this year.
Wait a minute. Is that the same Michail Irvin? Is that the same Michail Irvin?
All right, guys, what's up? I told you today was today, and I want to tell you all about it.
Oh, boy.
I got a chance, as I told you, to do this, to go to the Cowboys. Coach reached out to us, Coach Schottenheimer, bringing in all what they call, we got the tag on still, Legends community. So,
boy, you got to love Brian Schottenheimer. Let me tell you about Brian Schottenheimer. You don't think he heard that rant from Michail Irvin? Does anybody think that Brian Schottenheimer didn't hear that rant from the playmaker? Does anybody believe that Brian Schottenheimer didn't know full well Michail Irvin was an advocate for Deion Sanders? Because he wasn't making it a secret. Michail Irvin was telling everybody he could tell, Deion Sanders need to be the next coach. Sitting with Jerry at the game. Hire Deion. Telegraphing that Deion said he'll play for the Cowboys. I mean, Michail Irvin was the biggest Deion Sanders advocate. I never thought it was going to materialize simply because I just thought Deion was trying to get a bigger contract with Colorado, and that's exactly what he got. But I think Michail Irvin was serious about this. And boy, you could tell when they got Brian, he was hurt. But Brian is smart. Rather than Brian being all in his feelings. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Rather than getting in your feelings and inviting everybody but Michail Irvin, talking around Michail Irvin, whatever the case may be. Nah, Mike, can you come in? Of all the people, Michail Irvin, can you come in to the Dallas Cowboy facility this week? Let me tell you something. Mike gonna tell you yourself. Mike loved this. Michail Irvin is going to become Brian Schottenheimer's biggest advocate. I mean, I guess I'll have to just take now. I'll just have to take the number two seat. Now. I'll let Michael Irvin. I relinquished the number 1 seat to Michael Irvin because I consider myself kind of to be. I was kind of in the driver's seat of this thing with Brian Schottenheimer. If anybody really paid attention, I was really all about Brian Schottenheimer the moment they started. I was the one that's saying they're moving different. I'm gonna let Michael Irvin take that seat now. Because Michael Irvin is the playmaker. He is in the building. He is connected, and he's seeing the difference. Look at this. This man is happy about this. Check him out.
So they give us one of these, to walk around, and we get the families. All the families came, but I didn't take any family member. Because even though I consider the Cowboys to be my family, I didn't need any of my family bothering me about taking pictures and doing this when I had to go and examine my family.
Mike, I got business.
You get what I mean. We have a new head coach. We have new things going on. I wanted to see how things are being implemented in this new regime that we have now. We'll call it that. Remember, because I told you, how do we get things different?
What up, Jeezy?
When you're doing things and bringing people or keeping people that were in the old mess that you were trying to get rid of.
Yeah.
So after talking with Coach last week, I finally got a chance to talk with him on the phone, to go over and spend some time with everybody. And let me tell you how the day went. Let me sum it up first.
Sum it up, Mike.
It was amazing. It was simply amazing. I mean,
Mike said it was amazing.
It's so interesting.
Mike said it was amazing.
How much you first missed being in that big meeting room. Coach brought us all in.
Boy.
All the guys. And he...
If y'all not hearing Mike, man, boy, this boy Mike said, Brian Schottenheimer done brought this man back he done brought this man all the way back to his playing days. How it felt to be a player. Michael Irvin is saying something. Brian Schottenheimer made him feel like a part of the team. That's what he's saying. Brian Schottenheimer made him feel like a part of the team. Man, let me tell you something, young folks. If there is one thing I wish I would have done better when I was younger, man, it's cool to have young friends and, it's cool when things are young, it's a bunch of young people and it's all cool. But let me tell you something. Man, you need them older people in your life too. Them young folk, man, they'll dare you and they'll get you in trouble. But them older folk, your father, you got that old uncle, you got that, that one has always got something to say. Listen to him. Don't mean you're going to do everything. Just listen to him. Listen to him. Tell him you appreciate him. Because I guarantee you, if you listen to him enough, you're going to come back in a year or two and say, you know what? Remember you told me something? Boy, you really helped me out with that. And that makes that person really also feel appreciated. And they feel like they're a part of your life. And that's how you really create cultures. Just not just sports, but that's how you create cultures in general. One of the hardest things to do is to connect the young, the middle, and the older people. It's hard to do for certain people and some people. That's one of the things that I focus on in what I do. Again, I was telling y'all last week, some of the young church members, they always tell me, they like, you the hippest preacher we know. Because you seem to know everything that's going on with the young people. I don't necessarily know everything, but I try to make it my business to know lingo, music, trends, fashion, social. I try to make it my business to know that so that I can try to make sure that we're always connected with the young people. and even with the people who are older than me. And so Brian made Michael feel a part of this thing, man. This dude, Michail Irvin, he reminiscing, man. Feel like a part of the team.
We were in the meeting room with the players. Hadn't been in a big team meeting room in a long time.
I see you lost the translation.
Not like that.
Yeah.
With all the guys, it was I call this a locker room.
Yes, sir, Morris.
To try to glean from what we get from being in those situations in that kind of a room.
The basement, I love what you just said.
You know, and I love what Coach Schottenheimer is trying to do, I must admit. And I came down hard about this on this decision, but I must admit there's some things I told you that are winning me over. I told you about him understanding how important it is to have the right culture and set the right tone. The one thing I would always say the key card in winning championships and in every place that I won championships, it was always an understanding of how we do things.
Yeah.
And people talk about culture. Culture is something that
Miss Matrix in the crib.
That when it's right, you don't even have to speak about it anymore. You'll get past saying, well, we're trying to create the right culture. We're trying to do it. You don't have to do anything. You know it's there.
Yeah.
And there's only one way to create the culture that will win championships over and over again. And that's putting someone in that kind of culture over and over and over again. You must live in it. As I was joking around with the receiver coach and everything and talking with Coach Schottenheimer, I said, Coach, you do what we're doing here, what we do on Sundays. This stuff is the pressure-packed stuff, all of it.
Let me capitalize on something that Morris Newton is saying here in the chat. Morris Newton, you're really making an excellent point. And I really want to see what the Cowboys do after tomorrow, or even tomorrow. But I want to see what the Cowboys do for the next few months as we hit post June 1st, and people are going to start letting these players go. It really makes me wonder if the Cowboys, because they do understand what Pickens is. Because I said that Pickens changes things. And I don't mean that Pickens changes things as in Dak Prescott has no more excuses and all that old nonsense. But what I do mean by when I say that Pickens changed things, because Pickens is so good. And the fact that you may only have him this season, which I hope that's not the case, Morris, but I have come to that reality very quickly. You know, the moment we got him, I came to this reality. And so it would actually behoove the Cowboys that if you got this guy and you know what he's going to help your team do, then it would behoove the Cowboys to make a couple of more moves to say, hey, man, we might not have Pickens next year. We better try to get this thing while the getting is good. I mean, we might really need to strike, and I mean strike hard while the iron is hot. While we got George Pickens, while we got Dante Fowler, we might need to really strike while this iron is extremely hot. And so, if I were the Cowboys, I mean, if I was advising the Cowboys, I would really advise them, man, hey, Dak Prescott's healthy. Tomorrow, next year isn't promised. I know exactly what you're saying, Morris. If I were the Cowboys, man, I'd be like this year. I'd be like, hey, man, forget this. Boy, we got George Pickens. Dak's back healthy. We had a great draft, great free agency. I mean, the culture is sinking in really fast. Man, let's put them chips in the middle of this table right now. Let's go out and get some players, some more players. Let's sign Michael Parsons. Let's get some more players. DJ Reader, Jair Alexander if we want him. And Jalen Ramsey, even if we want him to play safety. I don't think Jalen would play cornerback here. Bring him in, let him play safety. I mean, I would be anything I could get that would be better than what I have as far as in some of these positions where maybe there are some younger guys. Maybe I would bring in some, and I'm not even necessarily saying veteran. Boy, if I could really get some good rotation, another good rotation piece with them, boy, I'd be reinforcing. I would be reinforcing. And I would definitely be on the lookout for any player that we thought that could take us over the top. The Cowboys in 1992, once they got their team kind of settled, the Cowboys in August of 1992, they did one of the most incredible things they did during that 92-93 run. They went and got Charles Haley. He changed life for the Cowboys. He changed life for the Cowboys. Charles Haley was the difference in 2 or 3 games. He was the difference in playoffs. He was the difference. And again, they might have already done that with George Pickens. They might have already done that with George Pickens and the implementation of this culture. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, Morris Newton. Yeah, the Cowboys got to get on it. They got to get on it. They really do. Lisa Worley, I see you up in here tonight. Good to see you. Danny Dallas Cowboys Lakers, what's going on? Again, y'all make sure y'all congratulate Danny. Graduating from Santa Monica College, 2026 June, getting his associates in business, then transferring to Cal State, Long Beach to get a bachelor's degree in business. Y'all make sure y'all congratulate him. C-Base in the crib, I see you, what up? But this man is doing some things. Hey, Danny, I appreciate you. He said you invited to the grad. Yes, sir, I appreciate you. The tile artist, he said, I think Cowboys got a hidden gem in Shotty. Yeah, just look at the staff. Tile artist, that's what really got me. The staff. That's what really started moving me very fast was the staff. Lisa Worley, what up? She said, I just woke up. Well, it's a good thing to wake up to the Cowboys. You're not dreaming. Let's go. Lost in Translation says, Michael doesn't need a pass around the start. Nope. But he likes that one. He likes that one, man. Shotty is smart. Shotty created the legend community. I love that, man. The legend community. Man, make those guys feel a part of this thing. Lisa Worley, my favorite wide receiver of all of them. Yeah. Yeah, Tyler Lauders. Yeah, this man is he dropping bombs. I love everything he's saying. Let's check him out.
It's pressure. When you get those 3rd and 9s, that's all pressure. It's about competition. It's about pressure.
Yeah.
Those 2 things, competition, competing, and it's always pressure. You have to live, you have to learn, and you must love those things.
Now, I'm going to tell you something that he's saying here is so powerful about loving pressure. And let me put it in a more fancy term. Loving the moment. You have to love the moment. And I'm going to tell y'all something about this team that some may not like what I'm about to say. There is a player on this team. He loves the moment, contrary to what people think. Excuse me. He loves the moment. The problem with this team has been everyone else hasn't loved the moment, or they haven't had the players who love the moment and have the ability. Dak Prescott loves the moment. He said it before. A lot of people don't realize Dak has been saying this part. Dak said he loves the pressure. He loves the pressure of being the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. He loves it. What we have to get this team to do, and I think this is what Shotty is doing. Shotty, and Tuck was on here, not Jay Tuck, but a guy by the name of Tuck. I wish he was on here tonight so we could further this conversation. But, Tuck was kind of talking about iron sharpens iron and, competition and, competing for jobs and stuff like that. And I was kind of pushing back on competition doesn't mean that we have to be competition doesn't mean that we have to necessarily be competing for a job. Competition means also maybe we're not competing. When the Bible says iron sharpens iron, it's not talking about competing. It's exactly what Michail Irvin is saying. The reason why the reason why you create a competitive atmosphere, you're not just creating a competitive atmosphere because you want guys on notice like, hey man, your job can be taken at any moment. That is not how you want everybody. You don't want everybody in that mode. That is not a very good mode of operation. But what you do want to do, you always want to keep good guys around good guys. You always want to keep these good players around good players. Because one, they're only going to make each other better. Two, it's not the fear so much of the other guy taking his job. But he also understands, hey man, we got somebody on this team, you know what? He's pretty good. If I'm not on that field, for whatever reason, he can go out there and do the job too. And while I'm glad he can do the job, I don't want him to do my job. I want to do my job. And it's not really the competition of, I'm afraid somebody's going to take my job. Because, again, CeeDee Lamb, he's not afraid George Pickens is going to take his job. George Pickens is not afraid of CeeDee Lamb taking his job. And neither one of them are afraid of Jalen Tolbert and Jonathan Mingo. But you can tell that CeeDee Lamb and Pickens loves the competitiveness. They love the fact that both of them are good. You're seeing them cheering each other on and all this stuff because they also understand the benefit of having somebody good around them. So that helps them also to do their job better. A competitive atmosphere isn't always about competing against one another, but it is about always being competitive, as in my goal is to get better. And that's why you need, I said this before we even talked about this, dominant players. Dominant players need dominant players around them to dominate. Dominant players need good to great players around them to dominate. Michael Jordan was absolutely great before Scottie Pippen. He was dominant after Scottie Pippen. Michael Irvin became dominant with Scottie Pippen. And the more players, isn't it strange? The more players that Michael Jordan got with him, the more dominant he became. The Kerrs, the Paxtons, the Horace Grants, I mean, you name it. Dennis Rodman. I mean, every time Jordan was able to get another good player with him, it only made him more dominant. Dominant players need good to great or even sometimes dominant players around them, because that type of competitiveness, when everybody is good, man, it really helps people rise to the occasion. And the thing that he's talking about with the pressure, where has the Cowboys failed in the playoffs all these times? It's not just Dak Prescott. The team has failed to pressure. Mike McCarthy would cave to pressure. That joker would cave to pressure. A lot of people don't like pressure. People ain't lying when they say pressure busts the pipe. Some people thrive in pressure. Some people don't. When I was in college, I was one of those people, I could write a 20-page paper in a day. Because I always felt like, sometimes I would feel like if I got closer to the end, I would do my best work. Some people aren't like that. Some people don't like that kind of pressure in their life, and I appreciate that. But some people, they thrive under pressure. Not everybody does that. But I told y'all this the other day. This is the atmosphere that Brian's trying to create. He's trying to create an atmosphere so that when they find themselves in some of these situations that they've been in over the last few years, and then something goes wrong and they're doing all the finger pointing and then the team collapses. No, Brian Schottenheimer is creating an atmosphere where we're going to start thriving in these situations. We're going to try to make pressure normal. We got to make it normal. And this is the best schedule the Cowboys could have ever got, because this schedule is going to be a high-pressure schedule. They're playing one of the hardest schedules. At least that's what everybody's saying right now. They're playing one of the hardest schedules. Yeah. You got to prepare them for that pressure so when they get up under it, it's normal. All this little stuff he's doing, basketball and ping pong, always keeping people in a competitive mode. Keeping them in that competitive pressure mode so that competitive pressure mode, rather than it busting a pipe, pressure also creates diamonds. Pressure creates diamonds. So that's the part that you're trying to create at this point, rather than the pressure that's been busting the pipe in the past.
Competition and pressure.
The Basement Boys.
And my mind always
That's what Dak used to say right there.
Appreciate that. In the fourth quarter. I'm not even talking talent. I know what I'm saying. Competing and pressure. I didn't say talent. And you know why I didn't say talent? Because it's not going to be a determining factor. You can have talent.
Yeah, Georgie George.
But everybody has talent. It's how much you compete and how good you are under pressure. And how do I create this every day, 24 hours a day, so when it happens, you feel like you're right where you're supposed to be. When fourth quarter, 2 minutes, all that stuff happens.
There it is.
Your heartbeat drops.
Yeah.
Because pressure is right where you want to be. So the day started like this.
So hold on a second. He's talking about a phenomenon of finding the calm in the storm. Finding that calm in the storm. Yeah, I'm used to this. No big deal. When you are a person that thrives under pressure, let me tell you something that's weird. Time slows down for you. Time slows down. When you thrive under pressure, time slows down for you. For people who don't thrive under pressure, time is quicker. Time is quicker. The moments are quicker. The decisions are overwhelming. But when you're a person that thrives under pressure, everybody else is moving 100 miles an hour. But in your eyes, everything's moving in slow motion. Everything's moving in slow motion. Your thinking is clearer than everyone else's. Everyone's running around like their head is like a chicken with his head cut off. And you're sitting there like, no problem. I got this. And that thing about talent. Did I not say this yesterday about Joe Milton? Did I not just say last night, beware when people say you're talented? Because when people are saying you're talented, they're also saying that is unrealized success. They're telling you, yeah, he got the talent to do it, but he's not doing it. Yeah, she got talent. You ever notice we say that about people who have not achieved success? Did I not say this last night? When do we say Joe Burrow is talented? Yeah, man, Patrick Mahomes, he's talented. We don't say Patrick Mahomes is talented. We don't say great players are talented unless we're having some kind of detailed discussion. But we do not talk about great players like that. You know what we say? They're great. Yeah, they Tony the Tiger up in this thing, man. They're great. Players who are not great, what do we say? They're talented. You know what we're saying? They have the potential to be great. They hadn't reached it. And that's why I told y'all, listen to Brian Schottenheimer. He's saying some things about Joe Milton without saying it. Notice what he keeps saying. The talent is there. Anybody knows he's not saying that about Dak Prescott? He's not saying that about Dak Prescott. And that development statement was not about Dak Prescott developing. Development, if you look it up, development means to be taken somewhere else in the mind, the advancement of the mind. And so when he said, as he followed up, and yeah, you know, we're tweaking some things with Dak, he's learning, yeah, you got to learn a new system. It's development. He's not saying Dak is talented. No, Brian Schottenheimer said Dak Prescott will play elite quarterback. Joe Milton, the talent is there. And you'll notice there's a difference between being talented and great. When you're great, they just say, man, that dude is off the chain. When you're talented, you know what they say? They have to pick out specific things. Man, boy, he made a couple of throws today. Really? Yeah, he made a couple of runs today. Really? Yeah, looked better than he did last week. Really? Yeah, because we know the talent is there, but he hasn't put it together yet to where we can get beyond talent. A lot of people don't realize P. Diddy said this a long time ago before he became a quote-unquote monster. But back in the day, I remember when Puffy first started in the business, and he had that group called Making the Band, and one of the rappers was saying, I'm talented. And Puffy looked at him and told him, talent is extra. It's not about talent. Talent is extra. Yeah, talent is extra. Yeah, everybody's talented in this business. What's your drive like? What are you willing to do to make it that the next man is not willing to do? Now, with P. Diddy, you probably don't want to ask that. I'm just saying. You probably don't want to ask that with him. But in other parts of life, what separates you is when you do the things that you don't want to do what you need to do. And I'm not talking about bad things. I'm talking about the work, the dedication, the pain, the tears. You willing to do that stuff. You willing to give up some time, give up some family time, all this stuff. You're willing to give that up because you want to be great and not just talented. Mike's going to say something similar.
We all come in the big meeting room. And I'm in there and I look up and I say, oh, they got a basketball goal in the meeting room. Basketball goal, a tape on the line, about 10 feet. Coach comes in and he says, all right.
My man, Skeptical Fan, what's
I've
up?
been here on a good day.
C-Base, what's
up? Introduced all
up?
the legends and he introduced everybody. Had everybody come in, put all the, everybody that was there, all the legends that were there on the big board, and then called out their names.
I see you, Tommy D.
And he said to the players, this is what we're a part of.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what they built.
Let me rewind this part. Brian Schottenheimer did it. Brian Schottenheimer connected different generations. generations he connected with this right here. Listen to Michael Irvin again. I'm sorry, I was doing some hollering, I was doing some shout outs. Listen to what he says right here again. Boy, this is so powerful.
All the, everybody that was there, all the legends that were there on the big board, and then called out their names. And he said to the players, this is what we're a part of.
Did I not tell y'all about Shotty last night? He's so much smarter than people give him credit for. He's trying to get back to a time of personal relationships that has been ruined by social media. Social media has ruined human communication. We'll text you. We'll email you. We'll send you a pigeon. We'll get in your DMs. We'll do everything but talk to you. I talk to my son sometimes, there'd be, a couple, one of them, about talking to a girl, he'll see a girl he likes and I'll be like, you gonna get her number? Young folk will look at you like you're crazy. Her number? We don't do that stuff no more. I just get her IG. Really? When are you gonna talk to her? Oh, I'm not gonna talk to her. We just go message back and forth. What are we doing? There is nothing greater than human interaction and communication. And there are people who like to destroy history. People were saying some of the craziest stuff. Oh, them NBA players. Oh, man, the people they played with. And, oh, that was a different time. And those people weren't this. And those people weren't that. And blah, blah, blah. What are you doing? You don't destroy what came before you that allowed you to be what you are. Rather than you destroying it, you need to understand it so that you can embrace it and you don't repeat the bad parts, but you repeat the good parts. You don't destroy history. You don't throw away the legends. No, you embrace the legends. You study their game and understand. You'd be shocked if you studied the game and go, wow, these guys got some stuff that would even be good today. Brian Schottenheimer connected generations doing this. Rather than allowing his young team to disregard the legendary Dallas Cowboys, he's making them embrace the legendary Dallas Cowboys and telling them this is the house that Michail Irvin built. Yeah, see this present part? This is the house that Michail Irvin, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Nate Newton. I mean, you name all those guys back in the 90s. Jimmy Johnson. This is the house they built. Michail Irvin came in on the house that Tom Landry built. Jimmy Johnson came in on the house that Tom Landry built. Jerry came in on the house that Tex Schramm and Tom Landry built. The 88, CeeDee Lamb. That's the house that Drew Pearson built. Michail Irvin got in on the house that Drew Pearson built. CeeDee Lamb is getting in on the house that Michail Irvin built. You got to let people know sometime, man. You're not an island. Stop making this about 53 brands, man. This dude, Brian Schottenheimer, said it in the press conference, and I knew then. I said, nah, man, this dude got people thinking different. This dude even got the Joneses thinking different. Brian Schottenheimer said, do you know we're the Dallas bleeping Cowboys? We're the greatest sports franchise in the world. Darren Woodson said the same thing. We're the Dallas bleeping Cowboys. And Dallas Cowboy fans need to realize, man, we're the Dallas bleeping Cowboys. That means something. As a fan base, we are the fans of the greatest football team on the planet Earth. Doesn't matter that we didn't win a Super Bowl in the last 30 years. There is no team greater than the Dallas bleeping Cowboys. And you can win a Super Bowl anywhere. They'll party the night of the Super Bowl, and they'll wake up and go to work like they didn't even know you won the Super Bowl like you won a Super Bowl yesterday. Let the Cowboys win the Super Bowl on Super Bowl Sunday. The Dallas Cowboys are going to shut down the United States. They're going to shut down the United States. They'll shut down the world. People will be partying all over the world for at least a week. We are the Dallas bleeping Cowboys. This is what Brian Schottenheimer is accomplishing. And he made those older men feel a part of what these young men are doing, and he wants these young men to understand that you're building on what these men built. You're not building nothing new. Break it down for him, Mike.
This is what they built.
Yeah.
This very building we are in, they built.
House that Mike
He
built.
said, I want you guys to spend as much time around them.
Yeah.
To get whatever you can from them.
I said this. I've said this multiple times over the last few months. You let them hang around greatness. You let them hang around greatness. Guys who've done it. Cowboys that have done it. I love it.
So we can hold up and honor and do what they've done.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's a good start. Because he's connecting. Remember, you're not going to do great things without the connectivity.
There it is. Connection. There is nothing better than human connection. This is what's getting lost in all this technology. Human connection. We got to have those interactions. Human connection is so important. One of the greatest things that came to the internet is chats and things like that, because, you know, we're not just looking at people behind screens. We can comment. You know, we can call when we got good systems. But nevertheless, that human interaction, man, is so important. I'm telling you, man, I said it before, I said it again. Brian Schottenheimer understands psychological. He understands psychological warfare.
Just, you know, without that connectivity, all the way around, everybody in the building has to be connected.
Yes, sir.
And everybody in the building has to know the importance of what we are doing to build a championship.
Water boy, water girl too.
What he was doing, which I thought was brilliant stuff in this sense, he was connecting these generation and these young men that people try to say, you know, oh, these guys are selfish, these guys only care about them.
Yes.
This is a social media era and all of that.
Yeah.
He was saying, we different.
Yeah.
Everybody in this room is family, and this is our thing. And we have to honor that.
Yeah.
We have to honor what they have done.
Yeah.
This building that we have, these opportunities we have. We have to honor it with our play. I'm just telling you, I like that. Then he gave all the veterans a chance to stand up and talk. I mean, everybody.
Jackson,
He said anybody in the store. So you know, most of the guys jumped up and started talking. And he put up Dame Lillard and said, man, if Dame Lillard was talking about if I was to talk to my younger self, what would I say? And then he asked guys, all of us, if we were to talk to our younger selves, what would we say?
Base,
guys just started standing up talking. Rocket, Hollywood, Henderson. I mean, it was a beautiful moment. Hollywood shared some beautiful things, you know, and he's been sober for 41 years, and you know, just to take advantage of the opportunity, it was great. It really felt like a family, you know, us being a family. And then, after we all stopped sharing, you could tell we felt like we were in the locker room again. It's high energy. It's all high energy. Everybody laughing, messing.
There it is again. There it is again. There it is again. Everybody keeps using that word, energy. Energy. High energy. Let me tell you something. People may not realize the greatest form of energy under the sun is human spiritual energy. There is nothing like it. Multiple instances in the Bible that when people think the same things, there is nothing that they cannot do. When you get a group of people and they're all in sync, thinking the same, doing the same, have each other's back, you will be blown away at the things that they can achieve. This is one of the greatest tricks that has been pulled on humanity. There is a constant fight to divide human beings. Because if you divide us, you weaken us and you can control us. But when you unite us, our energy is so great that we can achieve things so much greater than ourselves. And this is why when we think about we think about a lack of human achievement or things, why haven't we overcome this? It's 2025, and why haven't we overcome certain things in society? Well, it's hard to overcome things when you're divided. When you're divided culturally. When you're divided spiritually. When you're divided racially. You're divided economically. I mean, you're divided even morals and values. When you're divided in so many different ways, and then we wonder why we can't overcome so many simple things. You have to get people in sync. Because when you get people in sync, I'm telling you, the things you can achieve is astounding. And I'm telling you, boy, I got to give Brian Schottenheimer credit. Because what he is attempting to do, boy, it takes a Herculean effort. We're seeing the beginning parts of it. But this ain't the part we need to see. When the rubber meets the road. Not just the training camp. Not just the preseason. Not just the first 4 games of the season. No, when we get to that week 10, when we come off that bye week, I think it's in week 10. When we come off that bye week, that's when our season's going to really take off. We'll be working our way through the season in those early 8 games. But it's that back 9 that's going to tell us what we really are. That back 9 going to tell us what we really are. And it's going to tell us if all these things that we're talking about, are they paying off? Because the one thing that people have a tendency to do is that if they're not used to pressure, they revert back to what they were before you trained them. So we got to see what happens when the rubber meets the road. And so I love the fact that the energy is high right now, and you really got to keep working on this because Brian understands the moment is coming. And it's not going to be in training camp. It's not going to be in preseason. And it's probably not even going to be early on. We're going to be working our way through some things. But it will be. It will be about mid-season. And that's when that pressure really going to be on. So we got to really get this thing in sync.
Around where you say it was just so great. And then guys, and then Coach did this. He said, all right, you guys are here. We got a competition going. You're here for the right time. And he brought up 2 guys. They're doing free throw competitions.
Appreciate you, Brandon.
He brought up first Brady James and Joe Looney. They're doing free throws competition, man.
Yeah.
And it was so cool because I really wanted to do it. But in this sense, I didn't want to overstep everybody. I wanted it to be about we, and certainly not.
And that boy Mike can ball too. He straight up ball.
Me. So I didn't even stand up and say anything that I would speak to my younger self. I wanted to hear what these guys were saying because I'm there
Yes,
waiting,
sir, Kitty
and
boy.
I wanted to hear things to share with you guys to make sure I see what I need to see in my guys. Dude, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love they brought them up and they did the free throw competition. Who else went? I know Joe Looney and Brady James went from the old guys. But I forgot who did it on the current team. Sam Williams. Who did Sam lose to? Oh, yeah. It was Sam Williams and somebody. They shot free throws. But you get 30 seconds, and you get to make as many as you can. You got your boy giving you free rebounds. Dude, and everybody hype. So get what he's doing now. I want you to get what he's doing. He's creating competition.
Yep.
Right there.
Yeah.
Even in with a basketball, in the meeting room.
Yeah.
Between two players.
Yeah.
And he's doing it with all of us yelling, let's go. He's creating competition and pressure.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Listen to what I'm saying. Because I absolutely know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
As soon as you get here, mindset, competing under pressure.
Yeah. Now watch this part. This is the part that we've missed. You know, we've been kind of talking about this in the discussion too. This is the part we're missing or we've missed. And when you talk about competing, that competing under pressure, it's not for you to be competing against one another. You're doing this so that you actually compete together against your enemy, because that's when you're under the pressure. You're not trying to compete with your fellow teammate. You want to be competitive with your fellow teammate, so that when you get under pressure, the young folks call from the ops, from the opposition, you want to make sure that you remain competitive when the pressure is on against your competition. That's what he's building. Not their competition, and that's what I was talking about yesterday again, not the competition between each other. The competition, which the real competition is not each other. The competition is the team that we're going to be playing. So we got to understand, because the ops is what puts us under pressure. We just got to make sure we do what we do, because there will be pressure moments that will come, and we're either going to fail or we're going to succeed. And if we're going to succeed, we're going to succeed together. And if we're going to fail, we're going to fail together, because that is another shortcoming of this team over the last few years. Too much finger pointing. Too much finger pointing, too much hero ball, a lack of competitiveness, especially if if the Cowboys got down by one touchdown, you would just see the air just go out of them. Make a mistake, make a turnover. Oh, you could just see just people just giving up already. Brian Schottenheimer took so many notes with this team. And it's all coming to fruition and everything that he's doing. This dude had a plan, man. I'm telling you. Dave Looney, he said if Deion Sanders would have came to Dallas, it would have been a big circus. Yeah, but don't get Deion twisted. Deion believes that the circus comes with the winning. Deion don't want the circus without the winning. So, but again, I do think the Cowboys made the great choice with Brian Schottenheimer. I do think it's a great choice. Daniel M in the crib, good to see you. Yeah, Brandy is up. She said she up late. I'm appreciating it. Let me see here. Let me get to a couple more comments, then I'm gonna get back to Mike. Tell it like it is. Yeah, CD Pouting went straight to Mike, and then Dak, and the interception came right after, because the energy was on panic mode and it flowed through everybody. Facts. Tell it like it is. Thank you for telling it like it is. I said this the other day. Tell it like it is. I don't find it to be strange when CeeDee Lamb started doing all that complaining. it was almost like, to me, Dak Prescott threw that interception on purpose to like now you see what I'm telling you? You're not open, bro. Shut up. You're not open. Do you see the coverage they have on you? You're not open. Work harder. Fight through it and get open. And when you're open, I'll get it to you. Yeah. Got to stay calm under pressure. Stay competitive under pressure. C-Bay says Shotty's very cerebral. Yes, sir. He's making sure he knows who his guys are. Plug and play the right man. He knows what he can get out of each player. There's a very psychological way to go about it. Yeah, man, psychological warfare at its best. Psychological warfare at its best. This man is on top of it. I love it. I love it. Lisa said the 90s team won. The 90s team won just a team. They were not just a team. She said they were a family. You never seen him over arguing and fight. Yeah, you never seen them arguing and fighting on the sidelines. Nope. Nope. Not until Jimmy left. Not until Jimmy left. And then it started going downhill. Yeah. Yeah, tell it like it is. Shotty's been very calculated since day one. I agree. 100%. Shotty, Georgie George, he said, you can tell Shotty likes basketball because of the mindset and enthusiasm under 2-minute pressure. And Georgie George, let me tell you something. There is no shot in basketball that brings more pressure than a free throw. Boy, let me tell you something, boy. LeBron James, I put LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal in the same category in this. Boy, if it comes to, I mean, if you want Shaquille O'Neal back in the day, and I'm telling you, Shaquille O'Neal, if you never seen him play, Shaquille O'Neal, to me, is one of the greatest basketball players. I've never seen a guy that dominant. If he would have really cared about the game in his body, boy, let me tell you something about this dude. Shaquille O'Neal could have been one of the best that's ever been. He's already one of the best that's ever been, but this dude could have been top 5. But again, I digress. Boy, that boy Shaquille O'Neal, if you wanted 2 points, he could get you that dunk. But what he didn't want to do, he did not want to go to that free throw. LeBron James ran from that free throw for a long time, too. Hey, it's one thing when you can use all that athletic ability and drive and run through people and make those layups. It's another thing when it's 10 seconds to go in the game, you're down by 1 or you're down by 2. Can you tie it or win it? Pressure bust the pipe. I'm telling you, pressure bust the pipe, but it also makes diamonds. It really does. And that's the part that Brian is working on. Brian said he in the diamond business. Brian said, I'm trying to be in the diamond business, man. Brian said, I'm not like I don't want to be like the past coaches. Brian said, I'm not trying to be in the plumbing business. I ain't trying to fix pipe that burst. Because I'm no plumber. And when that pipe burst, I'm sorry, it's over. And that's what happened on Mike McCarthy. That pipe burst on that pipe burst on Mike McCarthy. It was over. That pipe burst on Mike McCarthy in 2023. It was over. I'm telling you. Pressure busts pipes or it makes diamonds. Brian Schottenheimer said, I'm in the diamond business. Cowboy Mike, what's going on with you? Appreciate you. He said, awesome job, G. Man, I so appreciate you. Appreciate you being up tonight. Mr. J, he said he went up for Division 2 on PS5. Hey, Mr. J, some of us on here, I'm pretty sure we ain't got no PS5s. I mean, I got one, but I'm pretty sure a lot of us ain't got one. Daniel M., yes, June 1st. We're still waiting to see what our Cowboys are going to do. Jalen Ramsey after June 1st could be in play for us. I think Jalen Ramsey is probably in play for us. We'll just see what that price is. I think the fireworks are going to start happening on Monday. Some people probably going to get busy today, but I think the Cowboys will probably get busy today and tomorrow. But I think for sure it'll be this week. Dominique said, I feel there's going to be some tension at times, which isn't always a bad thing. And again, this is another reason why you're doing that, so that you can function in that tension. As long as it's addressed and they put their egos to the side and remember it's about the team. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Lisa said it's June 1st. Some stuff is about to go down. Yeah. I can't wait to see who we get and who we let go. Oh, yeah. That's going to be the crazy part. Man, I'm telling you, I don't think Duke's going to make it. I don't think Duke's going to make it. As much as we love Deuce, I don't know. I don't think Duke's going to make it. Boy, young star, Shaq played bully ball, but was a team player. Boy, Youngstar, I'm telling you, I've never seen a player as dominant as Shaquille O'Neal. Boy, it was no stopping that dude. Cowboy Mike, he said, you have a wonderful gift. I came over and feel right at home. Yes, sir. I appreciate you. That's what we try to do here, man. I appreciate you. Ty Lauder said, want to make it fun, do it on 1 foot. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, hey, free throw. The free throw to me is the most pressure-filled shot. There is no shot that brings more pressure than a free throw. You can do this, you can do the free throw by yourself, and you'll feel the pressure. Because it's a psychological shot. It's a free throw. There's nothing between you and the basket. It's just you and the basket. Nobody can block the shot. You can't make an excuse. You either make it or you don't. Man, just thinking about a free throw gets my adrenaline going. All right, let's check out some more Michail Irvin.
We gonna do this before we start our day.
Yeah.
Mindset. You got, come on up here. Let's go, everybody. Let's go, everybody. Competing under pressure.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking. I said, oh, okay.
Great analysis, Mike.
I like that. I like that. And it's high level, high energy all the time. And then we get.
Could y'all imagine this dude being on your team? Could you imagine this dude right here on your team? They were destined to win a championship with this dude on the team. Michail Irvin is built different. I am telling you. And there have been, when I think about the 88s, I was thinking about this last week. When I think about the 88s, we've had some good ones. Drew Pearson, Michail Irvin, Dez Bryant, now CeeDee Lamb. Boy, but if you really put me, and this is no diss to any of them, but if you put me on the lie detector test, Michail Irvin is he is the greatest 88 in Cowboys history. He's the greatest 88 in Cowboys history. Could you imagine this dude on your team? Man, let me tell you, you about to have a heck of a life with Michail Irvin. you about to have a heck of a life. You're gonna have a heck of a party life, and you're gonna have a heck of a life on the field. Because Mike partied hard, practiced hard, played hard, won big.
To go to meeting rooms. We broke out like we do always. Everybody meet. And then coach said, all right, offense stays in here. Defense gets the lead. And Charlie Mack, he played with me. Charlie Williams, 42. He said, coach, man, things still ain't changed. He said, the defense always have to lead. The offense always get to stay in this room, and the defense always leave. And he's right. It was like that when we were playing. It was like that when Drew Pearson and them were playing. In that main meeting room, that's basically the offensive meeting room. Defense, get out. And coach was like, Larry, Charlie, you're right. You're right. No, we never thought about that. You're right. We'll take it up next time. Defense, get the hell out of here. And then we all bust out laughing and having fun, man. It was like, dude, I swear, man, I was getting emotional because I miss it. Then we break out, we do offensive team meetings. Let me tell you what, that's how offensive team meetings, offense coordinator gets up. And remember now, we're in this era. Even me, I'm trying to sneak pics as I'm studying and reading, looking at things. We're in this era.
Yep. That's what I was talking about. Social media.
City, stand up. Tell me such. Okay. James Hobart, stand up. Give me this. Give me the plate. Understand? Give me this. What are we doing on this? What do we do here? What do we do here? You see, he's out, the office coordinator, calling out people and giving you scenarios. We have this going on, that going on. What's the situation? You better call up and get it. Everybody's sitting there listening. Yeah. And if you get it right, yay! And if you slow it, what they're trying to help you, you know, it's competition under pressure.
Yeah.
You understand? And I thought this part too, I said, oh, this is interesting. Because we are in this generation with these things in the social media and everybody always trying to sneak on and get it. And attention spans have dropped. You can't just have a 3-4 hour long or 2-3 hour meeting nowadays. You'll lose them. Mm-hmm. This is interaction that keeps it high. I didn't see anybody on their phones. I saw everybody waiting because they didn't know if they were going to be called. Ready. I said, oh, he's creating competition.
Yeah, Matt D.
Under pressure.
Yeah.
We go in the meeting room, breakout offensive meeting room. Wide receivers meeting room, quarterbacks go to meet, everybody go meet.
Hey, hold on a second. Do it sound like Michael Irvin ready to suit up to y'all? Y'all tell me if y'all getting these vibes that Michael Irvin ready to suit up. Y'all tell me if Michael Irvin is giving y'all vibes that he ready to suit up. This dude Michael Irvin sound like he ready to suit up over here, man. This dude ready to suit up, boy. That boy Brian Schottenheimer got him fired up, man. Got him fired up.
We go in those meeting rooms, we put on film, we're watching film. Receivers coach. As we're watching this, hey, they got
Cowboy Mike.
They got 2 receivers. We got 2 receivers groups. One go on that board, one go on that board. We're going to go watch film, go over protections and stuff. Coach starts calling out. 2 players, 2 guys. Lamb, Mingo, both hit the board. And then he goes out, 3 jet scat right, X, whatever, calls the play. Both have to draw the whole damn play. Do you understand that? In front of all of us watching. And I'm talking about everybody's route and responsibility.
Wow.
All I knew was my triangle. I'm gonna know what I gotta do as a wide receiver. I'm gonna know what the secondary is playing. I didn't study the running backs like that, the linemen, I didn't study those setups. I studied my triangle. I'm going corner, safety line, inside backer. I see them jokers because those are the closest jokers to me. You know what I mean? But they had them drawing up because it's so interchangeable now. CD's going to be the Z, then he may motion and show up and be the F. Then he may come over and be an X. So interchangeable. They are all learning. And again, I loved it because it keeps you engaged. Not one mug brug was on that phone. Dude.
Watch this. Watch this. Y'all ready for this part? I don't think Mike touched on this. You ready for this part? You know what else going to the chalkboard does? It creates pressure. Competition under pressure. Hey, I'm going to bring 2 of y'all up here. Not 1, no, 2. Which one of you know what I'm talking about? Who gonna draw this play the fastest? And everybody is watching. Do you know your stuff? I can remember when I was in school. One of the things that I used to hate was when we would be asked to go to the board. Go to the board and work this math problem out. Oh, hated math. Because I already know I'm about to be embarrassed up in this piece. Teacher, hey, somebody raise their hand. Who want to come up here and work this problem out on the board? Not me. Boy, I'm sinking so far down in my seat. So far down in my seat, I don't know what to do. And sometimes, hey, I was a little talkative in class. I was probably more than a little talkative. I'm talkative in class. But if that teacher said, hey, come to the board, want to come up to the board and work out a math problem. Shoot, you want to get me quiet? I'll be quiet as a church mouse, whatever that means. Getting them to come to the board. You're just creating pressure. And what you're doing is you're getting them used to pressure. Because when pressure situations come up, they'll be normal for you. They will be normal for you. Because the reason why you want to practice pressure is something called muscle and mental memory. Muscle and mental memory. You want to get something so normal that your reaction to it, the right reaction to it, it's normal. It's normal. Even if you haven't faced it before, it's still normal. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Oh, it's a pressure moment. No big deal. You know, I might not have been here before, but I've been under pressure before. All right, I got this. No big deal. Time slows down for me. Time slows down. Time slows down. I know exactly what I'm doing. No big deal. When the more pressure you get trained with, the more you thrive in what people call these moments, where these moments to other people, they're like, boy, man, it went by so quick and boom, they miss or they don't succeed. For you, you just look at people, you know, as a person that looked at Michael Jordan at some of these great moments. I mean, you could tell with Michael Jordan, time just slowed down. While everybody else was in a hurry around him, it's the last shot. Mike knows what spot he got to get, where he's trying to get, you know, what spot he's trying to get to, because Mike has already played it over in his mind. I'm going to get this ball, catch it. I'm going to catch this ball. I'm going to go up higher than what this player can go up, or I'm going to fake. I'm going to run past him, and I'm going to dunk over. Your mind is just working so different. Everything is slow. And so by getting them to go to the chalkboard, that's another part of creating pressure. Man, people don't like going to no doggone chalkboard. They don't want to be wrong in front of everybody. Chalkboard. Competition. Pressure. I like what he's doing. Yeah. Georgie George, he said, Michael Irvin, get those cleats ready, boy. He want to. Michael Irvin, boy, I'm telling you, he ready to suit up. I lost the translation. He said, Michael wasn't. He said, Michael Irvin wants an 88.5 jersey. I see you, man. Mr. J said, Mike, my dude, he said he loves his energy. Boy, shoot, boy. Boy, could you imagine this dude being on your team, man? Title all, you are exactly right, boy. He always like this, man. Lisa Worley, him and Emmett both. I love me some Emmett Smith. I'm telling us, man, these old Cowboys, they do is different, man. Mr. J, Mike Energy makes you want to suit up. Yeah. Suge Midnight in here. He said, I saw that pick with Irvin Pickens. I was like, uh-oh, them boys about to eat this season. Yeah. See, man, G, you got to think this man Shotty been a shadow to a guy above him for 4 years. He's got a chip on his shoulder. I agree. Yeah. Cowboy Mike, he's got serious knowledge. Yeah, I agree. Yep, lost in translation. Accountability for knowing your job. Man. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Lost in translation. You one of them, huh? you one of them. You one of them. You one of them dudes that, you know, people look at you going, he always want to go to chalkboard because he think he's smarter than everybody else. No, actually, you were smarter than everybody else. Yeah, I see you. Not me. I didn't want to go to that chalkboard, man. I did not want to go to that chalkboard. Suge Midnight said, I remember when we had to teach a whole lesson to the class once. Teacher had me stressed. Yes, sir. Cowboy Mike said, exposing weakness, boy. I'm telling you. Boy, Matt D. I remember them days, too. Matt D said, I hated reading out in class. All of a sudden, sound like Forrest Gump. Boy, I remember them days, boy. But again, that was, you know, those things were character builders. Shoot, that stuff was character builders, man. Shoot, you take your butt home and read. If you know you might have to read, shoot, you take your butt home and read. You take your butt home and read or be embarrassed. Georgie George said, I felt that anxiety going up to the board. I did too. The tile, he said, I so badly want to see how CD and GP combo plays out. Oh, I think it's gonna be great. He says, can you say open to run? Yeah, them boys gonna be ready, man. They gonna be ready. Oh, Lisa, yeah, he get them cleats ready. He want to get them on too.
And in the meeting, here again, he was creating competition under pressure.
Yeah, okay, there you go, Mike.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
Mike's a smart player.
We go through the walkthrough and then we hit practice. We hit practice, man. Oh, man, you're watching guys move around, get ready. We get in the teams and we're on 25-yard line, 75 yards. And he hits CeeDee Lamb in the seam. CeeDee takes it. I'm looking. Yeah, I see CeeDee. Ain't there's no. This Joe just went 75 yards, man. Caught that pass and ran 75 yards. Oh, he was touched back there. Like he got tackled back there. But he still finished in the end zone.
Yeah.
We came back a couple plays later and they dropped the ball over to George Pickens. He caught that thing, hit the seam, and he went 70 yards, 75 yards. But then when I looked over, I saw 88 running. Oh, dude. Full speed in practice.
Boy, CeeDee Lamb.
Full speed in practice.
CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, boy. These dudes about to wreck the league. What CeeDee Lamb is doing for George Pickens? I said this last year. We saw the maturity of CeeDee Lamb. And I really think the maturity came when he got back. He was acting a fool on the sidelines. And I really think what calmed his butt down a lot is when Troy Aikman got on him. Troy Aikman got on him. Troy Aikman said he went back and looked at that film, and he said it. CeeDee Lamb needs to run better. He needs to run his routes better. He needs to be better at his route running. He needs to fight through guys. He needs to get open. CeeDee Lamb isn't giving the effort he should be getting. CeeDee Lamb, I'm telling you, from that point forward to me, CeeDee Lamb was different. CeeDee Lamb was different after that. And then having to go through another season without Dak Prescott, getting the shoulder socket issue, being the only receiver again with Cooper Rush. I mean, we really seen some maturity in CeeDee Lamb. But this thing with George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb is taking George Pickens under his arms and taking George Pickens under his arms or arm in a way. I've never seen another wide receiver do stuff like this, including stuff that they're talking about George Pickens is doing. CeeDee Lamb drops a bomb from Dak Prescott, drops down and does push-ups. George Pickens comes over, does push-ups with him. I'm not sure I've ever heard of that before. George Pickens catches a bomb. CeeDee Lamb runs down there. Boy, let me tell you. Wow, that's all I can tell you. All I can tell you that is wow. That's all I can tell you. It's incredible what these guys are doing. Really is. And they got, I think they're gonna have some. Gene Martins, I appreciate that super chat. Gene Martins said, G, thanks for always being here and putting in work. We all appreciate you and all the work you put in, both on the screen for us and behind the scenes. Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all too. Appreciate the support, man. We steady growing. And it's all about y'all. So I appreciate y'all too. Man, I'm telling you, this thing with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. Man, I saw some old pictures. Man, I've been trying to dig up some of these old pictures with Michael Irvin and Alvin Harper. Man, let me tell you something. From everything I could tell, Michael Irvin and Harper were close, man. No competition between them. They were competitive. There's no competition. They were two different types of receivers. And they complemented each other well. And I also think George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, this is one of the reasons why I believe they're going to get along so well. They are not the same type of receivers, but they're both number ones. They are going to complement each other so well because their games are so different. Man, it's going to be good times in Dallas. I hope that everything works out with George Pickens, his attitude, the maturity. Dak's going to, by midseason, George Pickens and Dak Prescott are going to have a connection, I believe, and it is going to be fantastic as we hit that mid part of the season going down the stretch, I believe.
Had him down at the corner of the end zone, gave 5 in practice. I said, competition under pressure. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And that don't mean you're competing against each other. That's the important part.
I like what I saw. I like how he's handling it. I like how Coach goes about it. When they were doing good, we had a great practice. We started off, it was so crisp. Everybody was hyped. They were making all kind of plays. We went on the field. I'm not talking my notes. It was crisp. It was moving. And Coach called everybody up. That's great. We're going to do this. I told you, keep working hard. We're going to take a little break right now. You earned it. But then after the break, what I loved was after the break, we came back and started off a little slouchy.
Uh-oh.
He brought him back up and got back on that button. He said, I gave you credit and I gave you some time. You earned it. But you come back out here and do. Truly, I was thinking, hey, they're really going pretty good, but he's got to set that tone.
Yeah.
He could have seen one person that just takes it a little bit easy. And he calls everybody up. Because it's unacceptable. And that one damn person can destroy everything. So it's unacceptable. You see people like, who ain't going hard? Who wasn't going hard? Who didn't go hard when Coach did this? Who wasn't going hard? That was very important. It was very important to see. When Coach said, get up, what is going on? I gave you credit. I gave you a little bit of a break and you come back out and I see shit slouching. What is going on? Dude, I know what I'm talking about. I saw guys looking around like, who's slouching? What's going on? What's going on? That's competition under pressure. I'm telling you, everybody was looking around. You know why? Because that ain't what we're doing, and we need to hold everybody accountable. And they were like, who? And nobody said anything, but that's how you build champions. Because now,
it's called accountability. But not a negative accountability. An accountability that says you're better than that. Some people think it's accountability when you get in somebody's face and say, you made a mistake and blah, blah, blah. No, that's stupidity. Accountability. If you want to really hold someone accountable, you're better than that. Yeah, you're better than that. I've seen you do this a million times. Why would you make that mistake? You're better than that. Nah, we're not going to do that again. You're better than that. We got your back. You don't get down on your quarterback when he throws an interception. The same way your quarterback doesn't get down on you when you miss a tackle. When you don't, not even miss a tackle, you just don't make a tackle the whole day. You don't make impact in the game. You don't get a sack. No, the quarterback don't do that to you. Your quarterback throws an interception. Hey, man, hey. Figure out what you did. Let's do better next time. We got your back. We about to go out here and get this ball back. Hold your head up. Let's go. Defense gives up a touchdown. Hey, don't worry about it. We're going to go get it. We're about to go out here and score. We're going to even this thing up. And when we come back, when y'all come back out, y'all going to stop them. We're going to get the ball back and score again. You got to create that atmosphere. See, a lot of people think accountability is all about getting each other. No, it's not about getting in each other's face. It's about understanding who we are as a team and what we're trying to accomplish. And there is a standard. And rather than asking somebody why, because sometimes we don't even know why they're doing it, no. Hey, man, you're better than that. Figure out where you went wrong. Let's correct it. And we got you back. Let's go. Man, you don't dwell on this stuff. You don't dwell on it. Okay, hey, it's over. Why cry about an interception? Why cry about a fumble? Why cry about a missed tackle? Why cry about it when there's nothing you can do about it now? Contrary to what people think, it is actually rare that a play is the reason why you lost the game. Unless that play is at a pivotal moment at the end or close to the end of the game where it swings momentum, and not only swings momentum, but it also swings the points, swings the momentum, swings the points, swings the morale. Your coach has to be a good enough coach to say, no, we're not going to let that play get us down. I'm telling us. I think about the San Francisco 49er game that the Cowboys lost. It was the second San Francisco 49ers game when we went down there. And I just never understood sometimes some of the things that we would do. We were down there near the goal line. I think we'd hit the red zone. And it's about 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes to go. Kellen Moore has Dak Prescott to throw an out route. Why? Why? Why would you do that? Part of the reason why he did it, Tony Pollard went out with a broke leg. Zeke just was, I don't know, he was non-effective. So you can't run the ball. So now it makes you have to go down here in a moment to where you could really, it would have been the first lead of the day for the Dallas Cowboys. And I think it would have really been a confidence booster going into the half and coming back out. But instead of being a game-changing play for the Cowboys, it became a game-changing play for the 49ers. But I'm saying that to say this. You can't let a play like that be the end of your team. We never could make mental adjustments. It was like the moment we would get up under certain levels of pressure, we couldn't fight back. Even though people don't give us credit, once we went back and looked at that game, Dak Prescott actually played really well when he came back out in the second half. The team played pretty good in the second half. They just couldn't get it done at the end. But nevertheless, you know, what you're trying to do with all the things that they're talking about is you're trying to build accountability. We're accountable to each other. Not in negative ways, but in positive ways. We got to always make sure we have each other's back. We always have to make sure we're doing our job. This dude, Brian Schottenheimer, is exercising psychological warfare at its greatest.
Nobody wants to be the one to let everybody down.
Nope.
And if everybody looking around saying, who did that? Who took it easy? Who?
Yep.
Then you get some answers around here.
Appreciate you, Cowboys, Mike.
And you get some more of them championships around here. Because that's how you create. That's
how you live in the right, what they call culture. It's always about winning. And it comes back down to who. You know why? Everybody's saying who? Because they want to know who broke the promise. What did I tell y'all? If you want to win a championship, all you got to do is a promise made one man to the other. Each and every day, I will get my job done.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is.
At the end of that practice, when Coach called them up and got on them about that last little piece being a little late, like a day or so, and everybody looked around going, ooh, like, who. I said, okay. We working on the right stuff.
Yeah.
We working on the right stuff. And then I got my Tyler boys right there. You know, what's up, mate? What's up? The Tyler boys got, hey, that line looking like they're looking. I'm telling y'all, I walked out of there real excited about this season. And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people gonna be sleeping like I don't know what. You gonna sleep, and then we gonna creep.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm not sure if I agree with this anymore. And this isn't about Michail Irvin. I'm not sure I agree with this anymore. No, I actually think other teams. If there is one team that is very publicized, it is the Dallas Cowboys. No. I don't think the Cowboys are going to sneak up on anybody. I think when the Cowboys went and got George Pickens, they were already looking at what the Cowboys, I'm pretty sure, I mean, players around the league, they're fans too. And I'm not saying of our team, but they're fans. And they're looking at what other teams are doing. We don't think people are looking at the Cowboys going, they don't play in free agency. They had a pretty good draft. You don't think teams went, uh-oh, when we got CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens together? We don't think some people went, uh-oh. I don't think we're going to sneak up on people. No, I do not think we're going to sneak up on people. I think there are actually going to be quite a few teams. I don't think they're going to be ready. It's hard to be ready. I mean, you can get ready mentally, but when a team has quite a few weapons, if you don't have enough to cover those weapons, they don't know what the heck you're going to do. They'll have a game plan, doesn't mean it's going to work. But I'm telling us, I don't think they're going to be sneaking up on nobody. Cowboys, man, you'd have to be crazy with the stuff the Cowboys are doing and say, man, no big deal. Same old Cowboys. I guarantee you, teams and players don't think like that. A.J. Brown already said it. Yeah, we got to worry about them now. Because A.J. Brown has a lot of respect for Dak Prescott. He was on Gilly the Kid's podcast, and Gilly the Kid was trying to down Dak Prescott, and and A.J. Brown corrected him. He was like, nah, bro. Nah. He said Dak one of them. He said, no, Dak one of them. He said, Dak's not a bad quarterback, bro. He one of them. He said, now in the playoffs, I don't know what happens. He said, but I'm telling you, Dak Prescott's one of them. There's a lot of players in this league, contrary to what people say. There's a lot of people in this league. They watch Dak Prescott up close, and they're like, I don't know what these dum-dums talking about. This dude, I mean, I'm telling you, players look at this dude, man, this dude, I don't know what these people are talking about. This dude is good. Yeah, this dude is good. But, of course, he's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But, again, I just don't think we're going to be sneaking up on people, Mike, the way we think. Shoot. I don't think we're going to be sneaking up on people. I think people are looking at us going, man, these dudes are looking pretty good, man. These dudes looking pretty good. Matt D said, here in the OKC area, there's a radio host that's a Steelers fan that laughs at Dallas every day about us getting George Pickens. Have fun. Good luck with him. I think he's going to eat his words. I can't wait. Yeah, man, we got one here in Dallas that was doing that. I listen to him on the way to church sometimes, boy, and he hated so bad on George Pickens and the Cowboys. It was crazy. Uncle Charles, he says, salute, let's talk Cowboys. What do you think about Jerry Stevens? Got up to Steve June first. Only you can answer that question. Appreciate you, bro. I think it's DJ Reader. I think it's DJ Reader. Anything else, I'm not sure. But I'm thinking DJ Reader is going to be the first thing they do. I think it's going to be DJ Reader. And then I think we'll hear some other stuff. For all you people who don't want Kyle Pitts, I'm not telling you to get ready for Kyle Pitts. I'm telling you to get ready for Kyle Pitts talk. Kyle Pitts is a very talented tight end. He really is. You just, again, he's one of those guys you have to understand if you get him, he's not a blocking tight end. I mean, he really is an extension of the wide receiver room. I mean, that's pretty much what he is. But you understand how much of a mismatch and explosive he is, especially against linebackers. So that's kind of what you're thinking with Kyle Pitts. So it wouldn't be some. I think you're going to hear the talk. I still don't think the Cowboys are going to do it, though. Angie, what up? What up? Angie, the Rebel Chicks in here. Yeah, we're doing Cowboys after hours again. Yeah. The tile artist, he said they're going to open the run game so hard with the offensive line. He said, I see coming. We will run the rock. Yeah, but again, y'all prepare yourself. We're not going to be running the ball 50% of the time. Even if we start like that, by midseason, we won't be that. We won't be that. Man, you got George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. You're going to have to feed those guys. You're going to have to feed them. So I think it'll be kind of like it was in Seattle. If you go back and look at what they did with Seattle when they picked up DK Metcalf, they went to something like a 57% pass, 43% run. So I think you'll see something similar with the Cowboys. But understand this. Coming from only running about 31% of the time, jumping up to 40% run, humongous for us. And that is what you call true balance. Humongous for us. So that is going to be absolutely, absolutely, absolutely great for us. And it's definitely going to be good for Dak Prescott because it's going to alleviate a lot of pressure from Dak Prescott. That now if you get 3rd and 3, Dak Prescott doesn't have to say, oh gosh, we gotta throw it on 3rd and 3. I mean, we can't run 3 yards. 3rd and 2. I'm in shotgun on 3rd and 2. I mean, we just can't line up on 3rd and 2 and get 2 yards. That's where this run game is really going to help. It's really going to help. And again, probably want to run somewhere, like I said, around. We'll probably start out at around, maybe it might be 50, 50, 59, 41, or I'm sorry, maybe 51, 49 early on. But as it goes on, I guarantee you, we're going to step it up. All right, let's check it out.
Right? Everybody talking about Washington. Everybody talking about Philadelphia. And then the Cowboys got the hardest schedule we ever seen. Oh, my God, this is about to be. Oh, my God, oh, my God. No. What y'all are trying to do when you're saying all of that is create this fear and anxiety.
There it is.
But what I saw today was what I needed to see so I can tell you that shit ain't gonna work. Because I saw a man that's trying to grab all of this opportunity that he has. And he's changing that culture. And he's done one thing that I hold true.
Yeah.
You must make people comfortable with them 2 things.
Yeah.
Competing like a mother, brother. And then pressure.
Yeah.
And why I didn't put talent in here for you guys is understand that talent's going to vary. And talent matters when we're the freshest. Like, oh, he can
I see you 107.
Michail runs a 4.5.
Yeah.
If you run that the first time. And maybe he can run a 4.2 all first quarter. And I run only a 4.5 that first quarter. But since his talent got to run in the second quarter, third, and fourth.
Yeah.
His talent, he ain't gonna be running a 4.2 in the fourth quarter.
No.
I'm still going to be running a 4.5.
Yeah.
See, our talent is gonna lean out. It's gonna come down to what you have in here competing wise.
Yeah.
And what you have dealing with pressure. No.
See, Mike's saying something. This statement right here, it is so powerful. Again, this is why I keep saying this stuff about talent, man. When someone say you're talented, you really need to evaluate what they're saying. It is unachieved success. Yeah, man, he's talented, boy. You typically say that about backups, people who are on the come up, people who are trying to get a spot. You say that about them because they haven't achieved success. When somebody has achieved success, you're not really saying that type of stuff about them. You're saying like, shoot, man, dude off the chain. What do you mean he's off the chain? Yeah, he's done it. Let me tell you what he's done. Let me tell you what she's done. When somebody hasn't done it, somebody's saying, yeah, they talented, man. Shoot, they got the potential. Boy, let me tell you, if you do this and if you do this and if you, oh, I see. I see. So basically unachieved success. Okay, I see. See, people don't understand the thing that has been so great about Dak Prescott. It is the inner Dak Prescott that has made him successful. It has made him successful over all of the people who were drafted with him. Y'all remember Carson Wentz? Do y'all realize they had basically gave Carson Wentz the crown? I mean, they were talking like Carson Wentz was about to be a generational quarterback. And don't get me wrong, before that knee injury, boy, he was off the chain. But it was Nick Foles who wound up getting the glory. And I've never heard nobody call Nick Foles talented. But Nick Foles wanted it, man. When they gave Nick Foles his opportunity, he had the heart to get it. He might not have had the talent to get there as much. But when he got his opportunity, preparation and will, he got it done. Emmitt Smith talked about this. Emmitt wasn't the biggest, baddest. I mean, you think about during Emmitt Smith's era. I mean, some people might argue that Emmitt Smith wasn't the greatest running back of his era. I mean, there were some bad boys that came in his era, man. The Thurman Thomases. There was another running back during the Emmitt era that was really good. But again, Emmitt, Barry Sanders was in that era of Emmitt. And again, Barry was a better pure runner. Barry was just ridiculous, man. He was a video game. But he couldn't play on a team to me like Emmitt. Emmitt was so versatile. Knew how to use his blocks. Knew how to not take hits. I mean, Barry Sanders was hard to hit too because I mean the dude would do some crazy move on you and break your ankles. But Emmitt, what separated him from so many of his peers was the drive in him. Wasn't the biggest, wasn't the fastest, wasn't the baddest, but he achieved something. Nobody, I don't think there'll ever be a running back that'll beat that record. 17,000 plus yards, the longevity, the toughness. Man, Emmitt is one of one. Emmitt is one of one. And the heart matters. The heart matters. And so, Mike is right. And that's the thing about Mike. Mike will tell you, Mike will tell you that he doesn't feel like he was really that physically gifted. Mike will tell you, he said it, Alvin Harper was way more physically gifted than him. And I was laughing because Mike was talking about he was talking to God like, why didn't you give me what Alvin Harper got? Shoot, Alvin Harper probably praying to God, asking why did he give him what he gave you? Michail Irvin, man, he's got a big heart, a lot of drive. He's off the chain with it. My sister Angie, what's up? She says, appreciate that super chat. I don't think he mentioned Tolbert or Tolbert as you call him. He mentioned him. I don't think he hooked up with him. She said, "Where is this picture at with Uncle Mike?" She said, "I see Pickens got his." Yeah. Tolbert he ain't got one yet. And again, I'm just gonna say yet. I think Mike gonna be hanging around a little. I think Mike gonna be hanging around a little bit. Angie, let me tell you something. I got a strange feeling. Tolbert gonna win you over this season. I got a feeling that Tolbert gonna win you over this season. You watch what I tell you. Tolbert gonna win you over this season. You watch what I tell you. You watch what I tell you. I've been hearing Tolbert's playing pretty good. Tolbert gonna win you over. Lisa says they was disciplined and loyal to each other. That makes a big difference. Lisa, Mike and them practiced hard, played hard, and they partied hard together. Everybody know about the White House over here in Dallas. They played hard together. I mean, they partied hard together. Them dudes did everything together. They did everything together. Cowboys were off the chain. And Brian is trying to get back to some of that stuff. He is trying his best to get back to some of that stuff. He is. Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to get back to some of it. Georgia Joy said, I really want to see our screen. Oh, man, yeah. Can you imagine our screens now? I want to see jet sweeps with Jaden Blue. Excuse me. I want to see jet sweeps with Jaden Blue. I'm just looking forward to that. Jet sweeps with Jaden Blue. Screen passes to Jaden Blue. Wheel routes to Jaden Blue. Jaden Blue between the tackles. Man, Cowboys going to be crazy with it, I believe. They are. And Michail Irvin, I think this is great. Mark Vasquez, what's going on with you? I think it is great that Mike is giving us some insight of what's going on inside the building. I really do. My sister, Angie the Rebel Chick, she says, gee, he will win me over once he cough up that number one. Angie, who you think want that number one? Is there a player who want that number one? Maybe if he'll give up that number one to Marquise Bell, and maybe Marquise Bell will give that number 14 to Pickens. Because I'm not sure. You think Pickens want that number one? Gene said Irvin medicated delivers the deepest heartfelt truth. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's hear this last bit from Mike. Oh man. Kerry Hampton. Man, yeah, Walter Payton. Sweetness. Yeah, he was sick. Yeah, that boy was crazy with it. Yeah, Dak, congratulations. Another team member, daughter. Man, Dak Prescott is going to be the girl flag football advocate, boy. Dak Prescott may actually begin his coaching career coaching a girls flag football team. I'm just telling you, I will not be surprised. All right, let's finish this up with Michail Irvin. Let's see here. All right, let's finish this up.
I was worried going into this year, after coming out of last year, saying we need to do things to bring hope back to the Cowboys, back to the fan base.
Wait. Mike just said we need to do some things to bring hope back to the fan base. There were people criticizing, talking about people with hope for the Cowboys. It's amazing them same people now, all of a sudden they're on the bandwagon. yeah, man, they're selling hope and selling hope and selling hope and positivity and selling hope. There were people saying this stuff. I wonder what they're going to say to Michael Irvin about this right here.
I'm telling you, it's hope. It is here. And we go shock some of you jokers. All you jokers who think you
Will they criticize?
Yo,
Hold on. Let me run that back again. Are they going to criticize Michael Irvin? Are they going to criticize Michael Irvin? Michael Irvin said that hope needed to be brought back to the fan base. There needed to be something that bring back hope. And I'm telling people, folk who do not understand the biblical definition of hope. Hope is an expectation built on facts. Hope, the way the world hopes where there is no expectation because the facts are showing that this isn't going to happen. That's not hope. Hope is expectations built on fact. There has to be things that are happening that make you say, what I have not seen is going to happen. And one of the things that you need to see in what has not yet happened is yourself. You are a part of the evidence of things not seen. You are a part of that evidence. A lot of people, when they hope things, they look for evidence outside of themselves. But when you're talking about hope, you look for evidence also of things inside of yourself. So as it applies to the players, they got hope because they're seeing things. They're seeing things and also they're doing things. And it's the same thing even for a fan base. As we are seeing things, then we ought to be doing things. We ought to be saying things like, hey, let's be honest. This is different. This is different. This is different. They're doing this. They're doing this. Haven't done this before. I like this. I don't like this, or whatever the case may be. And so, even in ourselves, you have to be careful even how you approach the team. Because if you approach the team with a negative connotation, well, it'll never be anything be good enough for you that the Cowboys do. Even if they win a Super Bowl, you'll say stuff like, about time. About time. No. We have hope based on, we have expectation based on what we're seeing. And so we can have hope. And we can start doing things that show that we have hope. We can talk good about our football team. We can talk good about our football team. We can be excited about our season. We can be excited about a lot of things we have coming up. We can do those things. Why? We should, because we see that they're doing some things. And that's why Michael Irvin, you know why Shotty invited Mike in? Mike, I'm not going to call you on the phone and tell you we're doing things better. I don't want you to hear it from the press. We're doing things better. Mike, can you come in? Can you come in and observe? Come in, hang around some of our players, Mike. Can you do that? And I'm not going to tell you influence what to say. Just come in and see. Now you hear Michael Irvin. This is Michael Irvin again.
It's to do things to bring hope back to the Cowboys, back to the fan base. I'm telling you. It's hope. It is here.
Yeah.
And we go shock some of you jokers.
Yeah.
All you jokers who think you y'all, I'm telling you, I am telling you. If they continue like this and hold on to what I saw today,
I said the same thing.
I can guarantee you, we will shock the world. The world.
Yeah.
Because they got the talent. I always told you, they have the skill.
Did you just notice what he said? Isn't it strange what he just said? They have the talent. You say that about a team that hasn't achieved success yet. You see when people start saying you got talent, what they're saying? This is what they're saying about you. Yeah, man, you talented. You really ought to raise an eyebrow when someone says that. Now, when you do the thing, they're going to tell you, man, you did that. But when you don't do it, man, that's pretty good, man. You talented, man. You haven't done it yet. You haven't done it. You got the potential, but you haven't done it. Unrealized potential, unrealized success, you haven't done it yet. That's why Mike is saying that about our own team now. That's why he's saying that about our own team.
And the intensity now.
Yeah.
And the players together.
Yeah.
Now creating every situation as a competition under pressure. Competition under pressure. That's how we create the collective will.
Yeah. Let's go.
We go shock y'all asses this year.
Let's go.
Oh, y'all thought. I got it. Y'all thought. We gonna shock y'all, man. Man, I give you that. I had such a great time with my boys and receivers, man. George, Pickens. Listen, dude. Listen. We gonna shock y'all this year. If y'all think it's over, y'all got another thinking coming. We gonna rack y'all asses up this year.
That boy Mike lit, boy. That boy Mike is lit. That boy Michael Irvin is lit, boy. Yeah. Yeah, that boy Mike lit. He excited. And again, man, I love how Shotty did this. Shotty said, Mike, I can show you better than I can tell you. Come in, buddy. Come in. I want you to see what we're doing. Come on in. Mike went in. Mike got impressed. I love it. I absolutely love it. The Cowboys are going to be absolutely ready to go when the season comes along. I'm telling us, for what we are trying to achieve, the Philadelphia Eagles game, the opening game of the season, it is the perfect game. It is the perfect game for the Cowboys. Not only is it the perfect game, it is the season is the perfect season. This is the perfect season for the Cowboys. Everybody's saying that we have this super tough season. Would we really want it any other way? I wouldn't even want an easy season with what the Cowboys are doing. The Cowboys need trial by fire. They need trial by they need trial by fire. They do. They absolutely need trial by fire, and I want to see it. Let me bring up a couple other things. Daniel M. brought up Donovan Wilson. Brought up Donovan Wilson, I believe it was, and Damone Clark. I wanted to flash this back up there. Yeah, I got a strange feeling that Donovan Wilson may be a post-June 1st cut. Damone Clark, I don't even know if he'll post-June 1st cut. I just think the Cowboys may be a little too stacked for him. The linebacker position is the one we really went out and did some stuff with. But again, there may be another linebacker, the Cowboy. Who knows what's going to be available between now and the preseason. So I'm not sure that Damone Clark is going to make it. I'm not sure if he's going to make it. So, yeah, it's going to be We're going to see some casualties our own self post-June 1st. And I'm really interested to see what in the world are they going to do with Deuce Vaughn. And I want y'all to understand. I don't dislike Deuce Vaughn. I just don't think the Cowboys should have drafted him. I don't think the Cowboys had a plan for him. Mike McCarthy is the worst coach that Deuce Vaughn could have been drafted under. There's no worse coach to be drafted under than Mike McCarthy. And this isn't about Mike McCarthy being a bad coach. He don't like to run the ball. Mike McCarthy, y'all, does not like to run the ball. Deuce Vaughn. I'm sure Deuce Vaughn could be pretty good. I'm sure Deuce Vaughn could be effective with the Cowboys. The problem is they've waited too late. It's not about Deuce Vaughn not being good. They went and got Jaden Blue. A bigger, faster Deuce Vaughn. I just don't see where you could have use for him. Because any play I think of for Deuce Vaughn, you know what comes to my mind? Why would I give him that play over Jaden Blue? Because where Deuce Vaughn, if he breaks through the line, he going to get caught. Jaden Blue break through the line, he probably not going to get caught. Jaden Blue hit your secondary, you might as well start praying. If Jaden Blue hits your secondary, you better start praying. Because when he hits that fifth gear, sixth gear, it's over. There are narrowly defensive backs that can catch him. Boy, hey, all gone. Hey, man, what's going on? Hey, yeah, that statement right there, that's one of them old. That's an old school line, right? Boy, that's an old school line. Hey, man, in these days and times, boy, of Diddy, it's hard to say lines like that. All gone. it really is, boy. Hey, Azteca, boy, I'm telling you, could you imagine being on the team with Michael Irvin? Sure, man. Andrew, yeah, our fan base in this generation are so divided. Used to admire them. Chesshead, 49ers, silver, and black fans. Yeah, we're a very divided fan base now. We are. Brandy Mahoney, I am hyped for this season, too. I am so hyped for this season. It's about to come fast, though. Yeah, we about to hit that training camp before you know it, it'll be August. So we got about, June and July. So, yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Oh, wait a minute. Dominique said he had a line before he turned the camera on. Boy, stop. He said he had a line before he turned the camera on. George said Mike McCarthy thought he didn't need Shotty's help because he won just one ring with Green Bay and thinks he didn't need any offensive coordinator help due to thinking he knows it all. Yeah. Shotty ain't like that, though. And that's what I like about Shotty. Shotty listens to people. Yeah. Andrew said, gee, trust me, when the four-letter networks moved, yeah, they're going to move the goalposts with the Cowboys every chance they get. Every chance they get, they go. Emmett creeped up on Peyton and stole that record. Man, Emmett was crazy, man. He was crazy with it. Emmett Smith, greatest back ever to me. Greatest running back ever. And I'm talking about overall, greatest running back ever. I've seen some that came along. They've been good. But Emmett is the greatest running back ever. I don't think those things will ever be matched. Yeah, George. But again, every time I think of a play I can use for Deuce Vaughn, I ask myself, why would I take that play away from Jaden Blue? Why would I not use Jaden Blue on that team, on that play? Deuce is in a predicament, and I'm not sure he's going to get the opportunity. I don't think he's going to get an opportunity. I don't. I do not think he's going to get an opportunity. April Showers, you're right. I said the same thing. Cowboys don't owe him anything. I actually think the Cowboys, you know what? I think the Cowboys did him a favor, but I think they did him a disservice. When you draft a player like Deuce Vaughn, you have to have a plan. Because he's not that type of running back. He's not this type of running back you say, hey, man, we got Deuce Vaughn. Okay, just plug him in. No. His stature, man, you have to really figure out how you're going to use him. And the Cowboys just didn't have a plan. Under Mike McCarthy, they did not have a plan to use Deuce Vaughn. They didn't. All right, guys, let's listen to something real quick. I had taken this off the agenda. I want to take a few more minutes. I'll get off here in just a few minutes, but I wanted you to check. I want you to check something out. I'm going to make a montage of this in the future. I am telling y'all, this Dallas media, I do not understand. We talked about last night backup quarterbacks. The NFL has spoken on Joe Milton III. They have him ranked at number 17 as far as backup quarterbacks go. Meanwhile, Dak Prescott haters are saying Joe Milton's going to take Dak Prescott's spot and make up every excuse of why he got out of New England and blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you the part I'm telling you that is so annoying for me. There were 32 backup quarterbacks ranked on that list last night. Why is the Dallas Cowboys? Why is the backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys always being mentioned, in particular, by the local Dallas Cowboy media? I don't understand why the local Dallas Cowboy media, at every turn, they're the ones bringing up Joe Milton. Why? Dak Prescott is having a fabulous camp. But our local media gives us more information on Joe Milton than we do Dak Prescott. Why do we do this? I do not understand it. Joe Milton, I'm glad he's with the Cowboys. But the conversation about Joe Milton is irrelevant. The backup quarterback doesn't become relevant until the starting quarterback gets hurt. Do we want to know who he is? Yes. Is he playing well? Okay. But we're not talking about the backup quarterback every time we get a microphone in front of somebody that's been to the training camp, or every time we talk in the media, every time Brian Schottenheimer sits down. I'm going to do a montage on this for y'all. And I'm going to show you what I'm telling you. It is not conjecture. It's not, excuse me. It's not made up. I'm not afraid of Joe Milton. I'm just telling you. It is insane how our own local media they're the ones who are driving this story of Joe Milton. And they're going to do it. I'm just preparing myself. They're going to do it all through training camp. They're going to do it all through training camp. It don't make sense. I just can't stand the way our local Dallas media does things sometimes. What is y'all's infatuation with doggone Joe Milton III? Doesn't make sense. Angie says, hey, G, Deuce will win us over like Angie, touche. I see you. Touche. Touche on that one. I see what you did there. Touche. Touche. We gonna wait and see on both of them. Touche. All right. I want you I want y'all to hear watch how they open this up. They're talking about week 2 of OTAs. Watch what they open this up with. Watch this. I'm just telling you. They do this every single time.
All right, we got the OTA practice today. We got Todd Archer at the top of the hour. And this is I hate not being there, but Bobby Belt was nice enough. I know Bobby's got you guys in the mix of what's going on here, so I want to kind of read some of his observations, maybe read some of Todd's observations too. And then we have Todd on, we can ask him some more questions. But some of the things, and I hope I'm not selling Bobby out here, but here's some of his observations from practice, and you guys can comment on if you feel.
Bobservations.
You're amazing.
Let's just get that segment started tomorrow in the morning.
You're amazing. Bobservations.
Bobservations.
I like that. All right, Bob said it was a much better day for Joe Milton.
Why? So? Why? Why Joe Milton? Why do we got to say it was a better day? We don't care about Joe Milton. Literally, we really don't want to hear about Joe Milton. I'm really more concerned about Dak Prescott. Can you tell me how he's looking? He's the one coming off of the hamstring injury surgery. I would actually love to hear a day-by-day update on our quarterback, Dak Prescott. But you know what that tells me? That tells me that Dak Prescott is balling in practice. That's exactly what it tells me. Matty Dubs talked about it the other day. It's exactly what it tells me because I know this. I remember maybe it was last year or a couple of seasons ago. You know what they were saying? Dak Prescott's throwing interceptions. You talking about in training camp? Yeah, he throwing interceptions. He gonna do this and do. Our local media needs to stop this stuff. Our local media should not be piranhas like our national media. We know they're trying to make a living off the Cowboys' demise. We don't need our own local media trying to capitalize and insinuate, because let's really understand what they're doing. They're insinuating a quarterback controversy. They always want to try to pique the interest. And let me read some of your comments, because some of your comments, I'm already seeing what you're saying, and you're dead on. Gene Martz, the Joe Milton story gets clicks. There it is. It's about views and clicks. They shouldn't be like that. No other team. We talked about it. And some of these other teams, they have some significant backups. Former first-round draft picks. We're not talking about them. We're not talking about them. Nope. We're not talking about them at all. Why are we not talking about them? No one cares. No one cares. But the reason why they do this, Gene, they're trying to capitalize off of insinuating quarterback controversy. Because if Dak Prescott messes up, Joe Milton looks ready. We have to, these guys got to stop this stuff. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Angie, you said it right on track. Yes. They hyping Milton up. They hyping him up until he starts throwing picks like Lance. I'm telling us, boy, our local media sometimes, they are the Dallas Cowboys' worst enemies. They are the team's worst enemies. And I'm telling you, man, I like the fan. I've started liking them more and more now that I'm doing content creation. They give us some good stuff to talk about. And they have some good stuff on here. I like all of them. I'm kind of, I like all of them. I like, especially like Brian Broadus. Bobby Belt is very entertaining to me, even though, I'm not sure a lot of people like Bobby Belt and his approach, but I'm just telling you, they can be the worst, the team's worst enemy. The team's worst enemy. And they create they create animosity in the fan base towards Dak Prescott. They do it quite often. They really do. They really, really do. It just said, should be called Krusty Takes, not Krusty's Corner. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, I see you, for sure. Dominique said, talk so bad about him only for Dak to lead the league in TD passes while only throwing 9 picks that season. Yep. And then couldn't wait, Dominique, when the Green Bay Packers beat the Cowboys. They couldn't wait to talk bad about him. Edward Frazier said Shady started the whole interception in practice, boo-boo. He said, I can't stand Shady. I swear Dak took his girl. Boy, I'm with you, man. I'm absolutely with you. But again, this is just a short clip, and then we're going to get out of here. It's just a short clip, and they're just talking about some of the things in OTAs from week 2. But it really sounds like, I guess for the most part, it's stuff that we've already heard.
He said Joe.
He didn't throw 2 interceptions to linebackers that we're not sure are even making the team.
Nope.
That's a step in the right direction.
Threw the right color jerseys today.
Had a baby.
He had Bobby said he had two or three really nice throws to traffic over the middle. So that's a switch from what we heard last week. It seemed like to me that there were some problems with linebacker play.
Right.
That he wasn't seeing the linebackers particularly well. But I also had somebody tell me that he just didn't look completely comfortable. So I'm interested to see, in talking to Archer, if we get a Milton question, do you look more comfortable today of knowing what's going on? He said both
See, I'm gonna tell y'all something. They can tell me anything they want to. Joe Milton sounds more and more like the Trey Lance hype train every single day. He sounds more and more like the Trey Lance the Trey Lance hype machine. And we're gonna hear it all through training camp. Yeah, he made a couple of plays with his legs and blah, blah, blah. And he made a great throw. He threw a ball that is 80 yards in the air and blah, blah, blah. They're going to be saying that junk all through training camp. And then we're going to watch Joe Milton step out on the field. And Joe Milton is going to look similar to Trey Lance. He's going to look very similar to Trey Lance. These people build you up to tear you down. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Something to think about. Gene says Milton clearly isn't Dak, but it's Milton equally to Hurts if he only has thrown 17 times a game. That's a conversation right there. You know, and yeah, you're talking about a game where you would create less than 20 passes a game. And I'm going to just tell you up front, this isn't the team for that. Cowboys got some studs, man, on offense. The Cowboys, they're going to put that ball up 25 to 30 times. They're going to run it about 30 to 35 times, but they're going to put it up 25 to 30 times too. I mean, you got to have a quarterback that can put it up in the air with this team. It's just way too much talent. Oh, man, Angie, you are exactly right. Milton get more interviews than Lance. You are not lying. I'm like, what media piles around the backup quarterback? Boy, only in Dallas.
The running backs, Williams and Sanders, were the backs. Blue and Vaughn were running with the twos.
Uh-oh. Angie?
All right.
Okay with that?
Deuce Vaughn was running with the twos,
I think Javonte
Angie.
Williams is going to be your RB1. I think that's what's going to end up happening. Miles Sanders, I think, ends up being cut. Like we saw Ronald Jones last year.
Me too.
I think your leading back's going to be Javonte Williams. Jaden Blue will be your number 2. And then your number 3 will end up being Phil Maffa.
I think so, too.
That's my May 29th prediction.
I hope I'm really wrong about Phil Maffa.
I think Phil Maffa's better than you think he is. I like him a little bit more than you do.
Rodgers does
I have some
not
excitement
like Phil
about him.
Maffa,
I'm
I
hopeful
noticed.
that he can be a young bruiser.
Please, I hope you guys are right.
Someone said LeGarrette Blunt, and I just haven't got that out of my head.
I mean,
if
I
you
will
give me
give you-
LeGarrette Blunt,
There were
let's
other
go.
running backs that I liked more.
Yeah.
but,
I like-
but they,
I-
but they were
exactly,
gone by the
Dominique
time the
Pittman.
Cowboys were
Well,
there
like
to draft
Allen,
Maffa.
Krosky
Yeah, they were
Merritt.
gone. We
Krosky
probably-
Merritt went after Maffa, like the pick after to
He did?
to the Commanders.
I would have probably taken Krosky Merritt.
I would have too, but that's I'm interested to see. Bobby said again, a lot of high energy, a lot of competitiveness, more juice atmosphere at practice than recent years. Is that a slam it?
This is all you keep hearing. Energy, energy, energy. That's all you keep hearing about the Cowboys. Energy. Everybody keeps saying it. Energy, energy, energy. Angie said, Deuce said, we not. Angie said, Deuce said, we're not getting rid of him just yet. Deuce said, I'm not done. He said, I'm not done. Hey, all gone. All gone. I said the same thing. Man, I think Phil Maffa. I think him and Jaden Blue are going to be the true 1-2 punches on this team. I really do think him and Jaden Blue are going to be the 1-2 punch. I do. I'm with you on that. All gone.
Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, you're playing the music, you're being positive. I think it's also Mike Zimmer,
Yeah.
I know that's your guy, but I think he's
God,
kind of
you
old and grumpy.
Hate my guy Mike Zimmer.
I love Mike Zimmer,
What is up with you today?
I don't know. That's a good question, Brian. Maybe
No,
I'll
but-
just slow down.
But Zimmer,
No, I love it. I think it's been a phenomenal show.
no, it's been really good.
We're having good debates.
Yeah. At this point in the program, I feel like we're on
ping-ponging
a
back
really
and
good
forth.
run.
It's a
I
long
think it's
show
good.
today, Dawson. You've done a good job.
Well,
I mean, you've got delusional believers.
I see
just
y'all
don't be like
gone.
the Stars where
Yeah.
you empty the tank in the first period. and
What
then
I am
peter
good
out.
at, I will warn you guys, what I'm good at is noticing when the public is just run away with a narrative. And
Okay.
and you're all drinking each other's Kool-Aid right now on how bad this team is.
All right.
I mean, I think they're going to win the division, Gavin.
I love this. Just remember.
But they'll be one and
Still,
done in the
still a few
playoffs.
miles away from the Super Bowl.
How about
Yeah,
this one?
It'll be what we usually see.
Bobby
I
says
don't
in the
think so.
base defense, Bland at corner with a rotation of Elam with the 1A and Booth 1B.
Oh, gosh.
I loved Sean this morning when Bobby brought up Andrew Booth's been getting some work, and Sean just goes, "Why is Andrew Booth still here?"
Yeah.
And that's a question that I think everybody should be asking.
That's the status of your corner room right now.
One of the worst things about last year we don't talk about is that injury to Butler. Right?
Yeah,
It'd
he
have
was
been
playing
fun.
great.
And
Yeah.
he's physical and he was giving you some. I know he's slower and you know what, but I mean that was something. That was something to build on. They need another corner.
Yeah.
And that's why I believe.
When
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna see things in July and August.
Yeah,
No, I think they're going to do
Oh,
some
yeah.
things. Yeah.
I'm
definitely
with you.
Gilmore.
When they go to nickel, it was Bland in the slot. Bobby said, "Good days for Jonathan Mingo and Jalen Brooks."
Okay, now
Bobby
they
said
mentioned
that.
something that I said the other day. He just talked. He just kind of glossed over it, but I was kind of talking about this the other day. Deron Bland. Maybe you play Deron Bland outside on first and second down, and then on passing downs you move him into the slot, and maybe that's how you fix a part of your problem, because I don't think the Cowboys. I don't know. I'm not sure if Edge got me rolling here. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if Trayvon Diggs is going to be a part of. I know he is not going to be here next year. I know Trayvon Diggs is not going to be here, and I'm hoping that Diggs. I mean, this documentary that he's making, man, I don't care what anyone, I don't have to say I don't care what anyone says. If anyone's paying attention to this documentary is to combat Jerry and Stephen Jones, dogging him out about, and I don't know if they were dogging him out, they were probably speaking facts about his doggone rehab. And so Trayvon is really trying to show that, man, this dude done dedicated a whole channel and documentary to this thing. Man, it's crazy. So I don't know. I think the Cowboys would love to trade Trayvon Diggs, but who gonna trade for him? No one's gonna trade for him. Man, C-Bay said Booth. Y'all gotta. If you can't see the screen, C-Bay said Booth. Booth needs. I mean, he sucks. Angie says Booth. Boof. Angie said Booth needs to retire. Got me rolling. Oh man, I got me rolling. Gene Moss, he said the reason why Broaddus is out on Martha is because him and Vach were in love with Merritt. Yeah, that name came up. I think even in this discussion, were in love with Merritt that went to Washington right after Martha in the 7th. They were both loving Merritt for weeks before the draft. I got you. So, Gene, so in other words, they out on Phil Martha, and it don't matter what Broaddus or anybody thinks. But so basically, Broaddus gonna be telling us he told us so if Phil Martha don't turn out. I see what you're saying. I see. Okay, you gave me some insight there.
He also said standard O-line group. He said Hoffman was rotating in with the ones for some snap or two. I asked at guard or at right guard or center. Bobby said he rotated in with the ones at center is what he did.
And Booker's got that right guard job.
Hopefully so. Bobby also said that Nealon and Turner with the first team.
They mentioned Brock Hoffman. Brock Hoffman getting some time at center. I wonder if there's a scenario, if push came to shove. Brock Hoffman at center. Tyler Smith moves to left tackle. BB moves to left guard. Guyton moves over the right tackle. Terrence Steele post June 1st cut. And then you got Tyler Booker as your right guard. I just wonder if that's a thought process. I just wonder. Angie said, gee, you will have a lot of commentary once they drop that hard. Oh, yeah. You know it, for sure. We going to have a lot of commentary. We going to have a lot of commentary once they drop that Cowboys Hard Knocks. And if I'm not mistaken, I thought Netflix was going to do the Jerry Jones story. Or the Cowboy story, or whatever it is. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I hadn't heard anything else about it. But, Angie, let me tell you something. I could be way off. This Cowboys season is weird to me. This Cowboys season is shaping up to be weird to me. Similar to that season when the Philadelphia Eagles won their first Super Bowl. It's shaping up real weird to me. I mean, when you think about all of the television time, I want y'all to just think about how much television time. This is going to be one of the greatest seasons to be a Dallas Cowboy fan. Jerry Jones Netflix special, whatever it's going to be. Now we got Hard Knocks. 4 Thursday night games. 6 primetime games. Kansas City on Thanksgiving. Redskins on Christmas on Netflix. Then we got the Philadelphia Eagles Thursday night opening up the season. It's a lot of they're really showing us a lot of Cowboys. This is weird to me. They are really showing us a lot of Cowboys. And imagine this. What if the Cowboys are exactly what we think they're going to be? 12-5, 13-4. Knocking off Kansas City. Sweeping Philadelphia. I mean, just stomping teams left and right. with all that television time. Go in the playoffs. Win a playoff game or two. This season for the Cowboys, I'm just telling y'all, this is weird to me. Because I'm still confused at how does again, it's the Dallas Cowboys. I know we make money. But again, you're giving the 7-10 Dallas Cowboys. What would make them give the 7-10 Dallas Cowboys 6 primetime games? Opening game of the season against Philly. Thanksgiving again with the Kansas City Chiefs. Gave them the Netflix game on Christmas. 4 Thursday night games. What would make them do that for the Cowboys? Money can't be the only thing. I'm just telling y'all something, man. Keith Sweat had a song called Something Just Ain't Right. And I don't know, for us, it ain't going to be something just ain't right. Something is right. But you know what? Brian Broaddus. Imagine being a rookie coach winning the Super Bowl in Dallas. That you literally flip a franchise in one season. It is really primed and shaping up for, I will not be surprised if this is like one of the strangest seasons we've ever seen. I mean, the emergence of Dak Prescott is just, again, dominating the league. The Cowboys becoming dominant again. Dominating. I'm telling you, something is going on because they are really setting the Cowboys up either for one of the greatest failures or it is going to be one of the greatest successes of the season. It's crazy what they're doing. It's crazy. Yeah, Gene, I think I would not be surprised if Terrence Steele is cut and the Cowboys save that cheddar on him. Angie, Jerry is licking his chops having all that TV time. Maybe that's why he's not talking as much. Jerry trying to save his vocal cords because he know when he gonna be on TV all season long after this. Cowboys gonna be on see, but it seems like they're trying to pass the baton to Stephen Jones. Dominique, I like what Jerry's doing too. Very quiet. Very, very quiet. And some people were mad at me for saying this last year. But I don't care what Oso Diggy Zua says. Yeah, that's Jerry. You know, we know Jerry. Jerry going to say what he going to say. None of that bothers us. We have to play on the field. I disagree. Because CeeDee Lamb must have disagreed. Because CeeDee Lamb said he didn't like all the talking. All the talking about contracts and non-football stuff. Man, your team don't want to be focused on that. This is one of the reasons why I'm glad. We're not talking about Michael Parsons. And I'm not going to talk about Michael Parsons. I'm going to talk about the people who are in training camp. I'm going to let Michael Parsons' business get worked out. And then we'll talk about Michael Parsons more when he gets here. But I don't think the fan base, the team, if Michael isn't there, don't spend the energy on it. Do we want him to be there? Yes. Do we want the deal to hear him get done? Yes, yes, yes. But are we going to sit back and let this hold us back from observing all the great things this team is doing and this team really continue to just keep working hard? Team needs to keep working. Michael gets here when he gets here. Let's try to get him in sooner than later. We need him in the mandatory mini camps. We need him in training camp. So Jerry and these guys need to get the deal done. But again, I like what Jerry is doing. Don't spend no time talking about Michael Parsons' contract. Don't do all that stuff in the media. Let's just keep it business. J. Moore said 13-4 is Super Bowl bound and you'll have a boy, I hope so. He said you'll have 100,000 subscribers overnight, G. I hope so. Shoot, I would love it. Yeah, all gone. Yeah, love them or hate them. Cowboys draw views. They do. They do. Yep, they absolutely do. Agent said, Dominic, now you know Jerry have his face all in front of them cameras at least once or twice. Crazy. Dio, good morning. What's going on with you? Good morning. Yeah. Oh, man, doggone Jerry can make his voice heard by making more moves like the Packers trade. Boy, Zaire Alexander. I'm telling us, the Cowboys get Zaire Alexander, Trevon Diggs is all but cooked. He is all but cooked. I guarantee you. He'll be cut or traded. Pure Gaming, what up with you? He said, man, you be up late. Go Cowboys. Yeah, we about to get off now. You know I'm doing my after hours, Ghostface. All right, let's Edge now got my mind messed up talking about Krusty's takes rather than Krusty's corner. All right, let's hear this last take from these guys over here on Krusty's takes. As Krusty takes, as Edgy calls them. Let's go.
Defensive ends. Thomas and Mozzie at the defensive tackles with JT in for 1 or 2 with the ones.
Yeah.
So they're rotating him in with Mozzie already.
Yeah.
With the ones.
That's good. I'm hoping he's a guy that can be a lot more valuable than where you drafted him.
I asked Bobby about Turner playing left end because I think that's kind of where he needs to be.
Yeah.
Bobby said, I think he did some flipping, but noticed him at right end.
Jay Toya. They already working on some rotations with Jay Toya and Mozzie. That in itself, while I do think the Cowboys could probably still win, the fact that they're already alternating Jay Toya, that even though he was drafted in the 7th, there are some that said they had a 4th round grade on him. The fact that he's already alternating with Mozzie doesn't mean Mozzie isn't going to be better, doesn't mean Mozzie isn't going to take a step. I really think we're going to have to admit, though, even if he takes a step, I don't think that step is going to be big enough for us as a fan base. And so that absolutely means we're probably going to have to go and get, and I'm hoping the Cowboys go get that boy DJ Reader. Man, I love to go get DJ Reader. Oh, Gene said he said Pickens, not Packers. I thought somebody said Packers. Zaire Alexander. I'm sorry. It's 3 o'clock. My eyes are not working as good.
And with Ezraku standing, and then we talked about that. That's kind of the thought of maybe he was taking the Micah Parsons position.
Yeah.
In this, since Micah's not there.
Yeah.
Also, he said during the 7-on-7 period, they let Elijah Clark, the safety from Syracuse. He's him. Yeah, he got some work during the 7-on-7. They let him with with the ones a couple of times. So maybe there's something going on with these. Maybe there's something going on with these safeties that we need to kind of keep our eye on for sure. All right, let's see. I had what Todd Archer.
Yes, sir. Ghostface.
Todd had some observations. Well, again, we're gonna have Todd here at the top of the hour. We can kind of ask him some more of the questions, but he had kind of a nice thread. He said just some observations from him in this last couple of minutes. He said CeeDee Lamb was unable to come up with a deep ball that Dak Prescott. Prescott, he later dropped to do some push-ups. He said George Pickens did some push-ups right alongside of him.
Yeah.
First time Archer said he's ever seen that. He said Jerry Jones made practice appearance, spoke briefly with the number of players with Williams, Jake Ferguson, and Elam.
Yeah.
Is what he offered. And let's see what else we got here from Todd Archer. He said he called a good day from Miles Sanders. The veteran running back broke a good run up the middle and then was able to break free on a screen. So Sanders catching the football. He mentioned about, Jonathan Mingo. Bobby had the same thing. Made a nice diving catch from Joe Milton in the team pass drills.
All right.
It was Milton's best throw was a seam route to Princeton Fant on there.
I ain't going to comment,
You can let him rip.
And my final Todd Archer observation before we get to him was that Sam Williams looks good on close to his return from his torn ACL. He went through the series of change of direction drills while attached to the cords and looked no worse for wear. The team is being smart as he comes back from the eye being full, ready to go at training.
That was Krusty's Corner, a.k.a. Takes, according to Angie, the Rebel Chicks. All right. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Cowboys After Hours. Cowboys After Hours. Michael Irvin, the highlight of the entire show today. Boy, Michael Irvin. I'm telling y'all, Michael Irvin put it down today. Put it down. Absolutely put it down. Michael Irvin, I am so glad Brian Schottenheimer invited him in. Michael Irvin will be battling these he'll be battling these media members this coming football season. I'm so looking forward to it, looking forward to covering it with you guys. Angie, there is no rest for me. You know what I got to do in the morning. So typically about this time I'm gonna go work on maybe look at some scriptures and get my clothes ready and some other stuff. So no rest for me. I'm at that point in my life now, Angie. I ain't even trying to rest. I'm just trying to get success, help people, help my family. So, hey, I'll sleep when I can. To God be the glory. But yeah. Yeah, we listened to it tonight, Ghostface. It was off the chain. Yeah, we loved it. Gene Martz, he says it was a huge snowstorm that night. The boys Steelers Super Bowl. Had a hard time carrying my chicken wings in my house before the game. Yeah, boy, I remember that Super Bowl. It was great, man. All gone said appreciate the late night content for us night owls. Yeah, man. I you know what? I'm gonna really dedicate some time to it for sure. Appreciate you, Lisa Worley. She said good night, great show as usual. Yeah, Angie, I try to keep it busy. Might as well. Yeah, Ghostface, I never sleep, man. I'm the same way, boy. I hardly ever sleep. I'll like get me a little nap in on the couch, man, and I'm like, I'm good to go now. I'm good to go, Ghostface. Hey, I appreciate you being here, Ghostface. Again, I appreciate y'all, man. I'll see y'all sometimes tomorrow if the Lord is willing. Until the next time, let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace. Well, I said peace, but I guess I gotta get, boy, I'm telling you, boy, y'all gotta pray for me. I got some software updates and everything I got going on. But again, peace. Appreciate y'all.